It's like a pizza crunch without the batter. It's like the wood juice without the water. You never get the knickers off of fucking premeditated batter. Premeditated batter.
Before we begin the podcast, people, this is just a quick message for myself to thank you for your loyal and loving support. I wouldn't be sitting in this couch if it wasn't without yous, but I must ask you to support me a wee bit more. My Patreon is available now for subscription. I would ask you, please, for the bottom of your heart and your bank account, come and support them, man. Help me turn this into a full-time job. I've been doing this a couple of years now, and I really want to progress to the next level where I can make endless content. I will always feature guest episodes on YouTube, so never fear, that will always be available to anybody that wants to watch them. But if you subscribe to the Patreon, you will get notified first before anybody of who that week's guest will be. You also have the option to suggest what kind of guests you'd like to see on the programme. I'll also do extra bonus content, for example, reaction videos to tunes, rap battles, to films, to anything that you want to see. Remember, when you are signed up to the Patreon, you have exclusive control. You suggest the content you want to see. What do you want to watch? And I'll do my best to accommodate your requests. I'll also be uploading behind the scenes footage to the Patreon, so how I set up for premeditated patter, what goes on off the camera that you see on YouTube will be available on the Patreon. How much do I ask for this? I ask for a £5 a month. £5 per month is the total. That's all I ask of you, and you will get this endless stream of bonus content. The love you give will also be the love you get. Enjoy the podcast, people. Woohoo!
Series we Lost Marys, mate. The crack.
What flavour is it?
Well, I just
What is the brand?
This is Lost Mary, a big one. And
Every cunt's on the Lost Marys.
it's triple mango, but see the thing is,
Triple mango.
I actually felt like a crack kid the other day there, right? Because I went to sleep and I go through one of them a day.
Right.
One every day, right? And then it ran out. It was about 12 o'clock, so I'd missed the shop.
Right.
I went to sleep and I woke up, pure rattling. I swear to God, like I could feel already withdrawals. That's how hangmate is. And I went out of the shop. As soon as I came out of the shop, I was opening up the box, taking the wee sticker off, putting the sticker on the bin, like that. Like that. Fuck me, I'm a crackhead now. That's what these are.
So, see, you used to smoke before. Did you ever
Aye.
get with that when you couldn't get fags?
Aye.
Like that kind of that way as well. So, is it much worse or is it the same?
I'd say it's worse, man.
With
These, because, mate, these are well worse than fags, because see the amount of nicotine that's in it.
Aye.
And that's probably about, I don't know, right, this is just a wee estimate, but that's probably about 100 odd fags
Right.
in that, and I'm smoking one of them a day. When I smoked, I only smoked about 10 to 20 a day.
That's crazy.
And then even at one point, I know I was fucking, because the fags were too dear, I was like, right, it was Paddy Linton, he was my sound guy at the Vibram, and he would sit, when he was doing the sound, he'd just roll hundreds of one skinners. And then at the break, I'd jump out and he'd geese one, and I'd be like, much a bag of shag. He's like, 13 quid or something last year, about 2-3 week. I'm like, so I was on the rollies for ages, and then that was minging. My fucking fingers were like Homer Simpson's, pure yellow. Right? And then I was waking up like, the wee guy for fucking chewing the fat. He's a fag. And I was fucking, I was like, this is bogging. I'm a fucking Jake ball. And then now I'm like, oh, they're alright because they smell nice and they taste good, but
They're trendy.
they're trendy. But that's me hooked. I can't stop smoking them.
See, do you feel like, for instance, my pal, he didn't smoke fags. He smoked green in that, man, but he didn't smoke fags. Started smoking vapes.
Aye.
And for him, he says when he was lying in bed at night, he'd be lying down and he felt just as if there was this fluid at the bottom of his chest. Do you get anything like that?
Aye, sometimes, mate. Aye, just like, do you know what I know, right? I don't know if this is just because I don't eat during the day, right? I don't eat breakfast or anything like that now, and I don't eat a meal or anything until later on at night. And when I smoke this, I can feel, it's like, now if you've done a diet and you drink water and you can pure feel it going down.
Uh-huh.
It's like that with that.
Right, aye.
It's mental, mate.
So see, you say you don't eat till later on in the night.
Aye.
Is that since you've started vaping?
No,
So is that a kind of fasting thing? That's nothing to do with
kinda
nicotine suppressing your appetite?
It's kinda, mate. It's like that's my last thing. That's my last addictions. These eating at night
Same.
and porn.
That same.
That's my three things.
Same, man.
I've
That's-
swapped
apart from the vape.
booze, drugs, and hookers for vape, grub, and porn.
For the lonely man.
Right,
fucking
I've just
addictions,
fuck
innit?
aye, but no, well, I can't. Right, I was eating too much. I could feel myself putting hundreds of weight on a couple of years ago, and I was like, right, I need to fucking start doing something here. And then I don't know if I spoke about this the last time I was on, but right when I decided to do some sort of diet, Ramadan was just starting. So I done Ramadan, the whole of Ramadan, and I went beyond Ramadan. Do you know what I mean? I actually fucking didn't eat at all until the sun went down, and then I've kind of just stuck to it.
Right.
Maybe some days, like if I'm feeling a wee bit hungry and I don't know, I pass somewhere like a Greg's or whatever, I'll maybe get a wee something. But the majority of the time, I'm not eating it until night time, and then at night time, I'm eating fucking big giant pizzas, kebabs. I'm eating fucking everything, just
Right.
just fucking too much, man, and it's brutal.
Were you doing that during Ramadan? Like, because I think during Ramadan, I think it's just bread and water people consume in it.
I don't know
So were you sticking to the bread and water? Or were you
No,
doing
well,
the pizzas during
I was actually eating things like tuna and all that, right?
Right.
But sometimes I would get like a pizza.
Right, I see. So you were just doing the kind of fasting side there?
the
although
fasting
that-
side there, I wasn't doing it for any religious reasons or anything like that. Know what I mean? Like
Aye.
to fucking, I was just doing it purely. I'm a fat bastard and I need to lose
Aye.
weight.
I suppose, see, if you're not doing it for religious reasons, then it becomes much harder, because if you're doing it because you believe in like Allah or whatever, like people
Aye.
want to put their higher power under us. If you're doing it for that reason, then you've got that kind of backing of a higher power
Aye.
in order to get you through that.
A
Whereas
drive.
if you're just doing it because fuck it, I'm doing it, man.
just doing it.
It becomes much harder.
Aye.
But I'm way you seen the eating thing. I was my birthday on Friday there, right?
Happy birthday.
Cheers, mate. And I'm like, I've allowed myself, like, I'm eating pure shite, man. And honestly, see, the day I got up, I felt like a pure slob. Like, my birthday, I ate. See, because I'm off it, I've not been drinking, not been doing anything, just
Good on you,
wanking
mate.
and eating, wanking
Aye.
and eating in
Same.
that order.
Yep.
And fucking, I've been doing that. And I had, on Friday, like, I like to have like a natural yogurt with a bit of protein powder in it, some berries, some banana, some granola. That's my
Aye.
breakfast most
Right.
days. Then I was like, ah, right, the floodgates are opened. I went and got a fucking McCrispy meal from McDonald's, a vanilla milkshake, I had a pizza for fucking Thundercat, this big pizza pie thing. It's like a big, see, like the Chicago Town pizzas
Aye.
you've got, it's like the wee circle one,
A big one of them.
big one, 10-inch. But the cheese is underneath the sauce.
Where's that?
Thundercat
Oh.
Diner, it's in Miller Street, see, just next to Queen Street.
I need to go
It's the
there.
same people that own Buck's Bar.
Right, fuck.
It's really nice. Got salt and chili chips for there, and all. Shout out Thundercat. I want a freebie next time. And I had 4 Krispy Kreme donuts and 2 Millie's cookies. And that was just the Friday, mate. My family got us a platter of cookie. I had to bin the rest of it. I ate most of it. This cookie platter, it's like all these different cookies all sliced up. And you get wee dips. You get like a Biscoff dip. You get a Nutella. Mate, they ate like a piece each and gave me the full thing.
The
They
full
came,
thing.
I'm like, no, I'm like, I can't eat this. And I've ate the majority of it. And the day I woke up, I felt like a fat shithound, man. I had to go a jog.
Aye, once you start, you can't stop. That's like me. I actually wake up with a hangover now.
Like a food hangover?
Like proper, but and I'm like, fucking hell. See, like the other night there, right, hadn't ate all day. It came to about 10 or 11 o'clock. I was like, I'm got to go down for a Chinese, right? I went down and I was like, I'm starving. I was like, portion of chicken balls, portion of chips, curry sauce, fried rice, and a chicken chow mein, thin noodles, and I ate every bit of it, right?
In the wanna?
In the one mate, and I didn't even stop. Like, I'll put a wee bit of that by for later.
Aye.
I ate it all, mate. And see, when I was sitting at the table, I couldn't move. My neck and all that was all sore. My stomach was out to there, and I had to fucking waddle through to my bed. And I literally couldn't move. And then the next day, I woke up like feeling like fucking shite. Like, honestly, like, this is hellish. Like a proper hangover. I just can't stop eating.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye, mate, I'm the same, see, especially with Chinese takeaways. I've really stopped getting takeaways for the Chinese, mate, because see, when I eat it, it puts me in my bed.
Aye.
I can't,
No.
I don't like eating shit that knocks me out.
Aye.
I like a pizza or something, man. I'll get
Aye.
a pizza for Asda or something like that, but see, when you get, because these places, it's saturated in these oils and
I
all
know,
that,
mate.
man. And
They
all
get
that
me stoned.
Aye, that's it.
Pizzas and Chinese, not Indians, they get me stoned. I feel literally stoned after night, just sitting there like,
If
I
you've been
can't
stoned
move.
to death, plus as well, because see all that oil gets going into your joints and all that, man. It's fucking, that's how you wake up stiff and all that the next day, man. I get like that, see, if I even eat, let's see, you get like your oven fucking food, see like your chicken you can fling in the fucking air fryer and all that kind of stuff. When I eat that, man, see the next day, I'm kind of like, back's a bit I mean, I stretch every morning now. Since I turned 30, I've had to stretch every day.
Aye, mate, I need to start stretching. I'm 37
Aye,
in December. So, and I can feel myself, mate. I'm at a stage where I'm making noises and I'm bending like, oh, you bastard. No, I mean, it's brutal, but I definitely need to start fucking doing something again, because I've not been doing anything for the past 6 months or something, because I've been homeless for 6 months.
Aye, tell us about that. So how did that end up happening?
So,
let me stop you right there, pal. Hate to interrupt, but you need to shut your mouth right now and let the big man get yapping. This is a short message for your sponsors, Ross Harper Solicitors. Are you needing criminal representation in court? Do you feel that you and your lawyer don't have the relationship that you think you need for him or her to do the job that they need to get you off? I've got just the man for you. Nigel Scullion at Ross Harper Solicitors is a true embodiment of what it means to be a good lawyer. And I'm not just talking about in the courtroom. Nigel seeks to develop a personal relationship with his clients. He wants to keep you at the courtroom. He's not just wanting to fill his pockets. He wants to get you in, get you out, and set you on a path of freedom. Nigel has got his clientele at his heart. But don't get me wrong, in the courtroom, he is a stallion. He will fight tooth and nail to keep you from going up to the big boy house, or the big girl house, or the big them house. I've known Nigel a couple of months and I've developed a personal relationship with him. He's very relatable. I've met a good few lawyers in my time. Nigel's young and he's feisty and he's ferocious, but he's a friendly guy. Any support you need outside the courtroom, he will provide it for you. And Nigel's the kind of guy that will offer you the kind of support that doesn't need a legal aid certificate signed after it. He's a great guy and an even better lawyer. He comes from a long line of good lawyers. This man has got criminal defence in his genes. Just think about it. Do you want to go to jail, or do you want to go home? And if you've not got a home, Nigel's the kind of man that will help you find the correct support services you need, because his work goes far beyond the realms of inside the courtroom. This is a guy that cares about his clients, and he sees them as more than clients. He sees them as people. These people that have, for whatever reason, they've ended up in maybe a wee dark point in their life. He seeks to get them out it and keep them out it. So look no further than Nigel Scullion at Ross Harper Solicitors to support you and your needs in staying out the jail. 0800 11 12 13 is the contact number. If you want to get them online, it's www.rossharper.com. You can direct message him on Instagram at Ross Harper Scotland, TikTok at Ross Harper 61, and you can find him on Facebook at Ross Harper. To sum Nigel Scullion up in a short sentence, he's old school with a new energy. Check them out, people. Ross Harper Solicitors. But in the meantime, enjoy the podcast.
everything was going fine, mate. Everything in my life was dandy. Right? Everything was going good. The gigs were going brilliant. Everything was fine. I was just being me. Came home for a gig one night. Friday night, got in, was in 5 minutes, and in my flat in Canby where I stayed for 6 years, a fire alarm started going off, right? So I'm like, that's not my smoke alarm, that's a heavy loud fire alarm. So I popped my head out the close. It's a close with 4 up on that side, 4 up on that side, and it goes right away along, right? And there was other people coming out. I shut my door and went back into the living room, and up the stair I heard hunters are banging about and pure greeting, pure screaming. I'm like, that's a fire or something. So I've went out to fucking open my door again, and cunts are all running about the close. See, by the time I went back into my house, big holes started opening up in all my ceilings and water started pushing through. I swear to God, so I was like, fuck me. I tried to open up my door again and see my full door, the frame. It was like a waterfall. I couldn't see through it.
What?
I swear to God, mate, it was fucking coming down. I went back in and my house was like the time capsule. There was water pushing everywhere, right? It was, mate, 4 minutes had went by and the water was like up to my ankles.
Fuck.
Dripping down the walls, fucking everywhere, and I'm like, fuck, I had a pure panic mode because the fire alarm was just going off non-stop.
Aye.
And then the fire brigade came, they were fucking try to fucking cut things down and all that. Fucking open the side of my close, the side of my, it's when you go outside of my door at my close, they'll try to break the wall down to see if they can get into this mad fucking box thing. But what happened was, it was right up the top of the flat because of the cold weather. Mate, it was fucking 7 days before Christmas this happened. Right?
Fuck.
7 days before Christmas. And there was a big massive fucking water tank that burst. And you see the lassie that stays in the tap, her full ceiling caved in on her. She was in her room, and you want to see it, mate. A big hole. The water was just going right fucking through. Right through. So I'm the fire brig engine, whatever you call them, fire brigade, were like that fucking grab what you want, just try and grab what you can and all that. But I just had I got away in a wee kitten, one of the wee ragdoll. So just as well I got back. If I had stayed out or went to another gig or went to somebody's gaff, the cat would have been fucked. Hamster had a hamster. Yeah, hamster fucking died. With the panic, mate. I fucking forgot about the hamster. And I ran back up like fucking Bruce Willis and Die Hard. Trying to kick the door in. My hamster! I fucking... Do you want to know what, but mate? I've got a confession to make.
Right.
I think I killed the hamster.
How?
Right. So, in a panic, my next door neighbours feel it through the close says, grab as much stuff as you can that you want to save and put it in our house. So I'm like fucking trying to grab shit. I've grabbed the hamster, right, and I've put it in their hole. So it's like one of the cages, it's like a wee tank cage with a wee metal bit at the top. Mm-hmm. So I've just fucking put the thing down. Then I've started grabbing my records and all that in a panic. And I've just like fucking been putting stuff down. Put the vinyl on top of the cage. No hinking at it. And then I went and got it like 4 or 5 days later. Took it in and it was fucking... just stiff. I'm like, maybe it's hibernating. I suffocated it, mate.
Fuck, man. So did the cage not have like wee gaps in it, no? Like wee
No,
grooves?
at the top it did, but I had covered
so you
it.
covered it? Did you not realise at the time?
No, mate. I didn't realise because I was just in that much of a panic. I couldn't think straight.
Aye.
They were like, what do you need? What do you... And they kept... But mate, see, because there was women screaming and all that.
I know, just I can imagine.
There was a couple that stayed right above me. They'd stayed in that flat for 2 months and they were going to buy the house 4 days later. Fuck. And that happened, and they're like, fuck that.
Aye, mate,
fuck
that's
that.
been their arc, innit, man?
But it was shite, mate, because obviously that's just before Christmas, so I was homeless right for there. And then the landlord, they were fucking shite. They were shite, mate. They weren't giving a fuck. No, mate. I've obviously got a wee lassie that stays with us like 3-4 nights a week. Got up, take it to school in the morning and that. So that happened, and then I says, well, what happens for here? What happens? And they're like, well, we can put you in a hotel for 2 weeks, and then after that you'll need to try and find yourself. I'm like, right here, this is at Christmas time, Christmas Day and that. I was still in the hotel, obviously up to my bras and that, but I had to go back there. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with Wayne and all that. And they're like, right, we'll get you. He phoned me. He's like, look, he says, look, 2 weeks in a hotel with breakfast in the morning. The school I went to, that's a good deal. And I was like, a good deal. Mate, see the fucking first morning I woke up, I was like, right, fuck it. I could smell the sausages and all that. I was like, right, I'm going down here to get a big breakfast. I went down. What room number? You're like, 306. Like, right, I'll have this. They're like, no, it's a continental breakfast for you, sir. I'm like, you're joking? Fucking cornflakes. I was fucking beeling, mate. He's like, if you want a breakfast, it's 13 quid.
Fuck
I'm
off,
like,
man.
get yourself to fuck, man.
So
that happened, mate. And then, obviously, I was in hotel, because that was at Christmas. And then I had a gig New Year down in Doncaster, so I was in a hotel down there for 3 days. Up the road, back up to Glasgow. Then I was doing London with the Wayne for 4 days.
Aye.
So it was just hotel. And I came back up and I'm like, right, I'll need to go and stay with my dad. But as you know, my dad's a hoarder and he's got all his shit everywhere.
It's no space to plant your arse.
No space. And then me and him kind of had a wee bit of a tiff. And we were just getting in on each other's tits and that.
Was that by Steinman?
Aye, it was just mental. And then in the process of that, he was moving. I know.
Was your dad moving?
My dad moved.
Oh, did he, aye?
So he got a brand new house in Whitlaburn, like fucking He's been waiting years and years and years. Even when my mum was alive, they put their name down for these houses, so they've been waiting. But these are even newer ones. Are just out the wrapper. Only built like 6-7 months ago.
No,
but it's a one flat. You got the stairs and it's like fucking. It's got a big room, a living room, a big kitchen. He's got a loft and a big back garden to sell. So good for him, know what I mean? But I ended up staying with a couple of my pals and. Obviously, they'll make yourself at home and all that, fucking, but you never really do you?
Nah,
you're at the end of the day, I'm on their couch and I feel like I'm getting in the road. Like my pal Sean, I love him to death, man, and we've been pals since we've been wee guys, and he's got 4 Waynes and they come and stay on it, but I'm just Uncle Mikey sort of thing, know what I mean? So it was good to bond with all them, do you know what I mean? Even though I didn't have my own space, like I've not been really creative for the past 6 months. I kind of put myself in a wee bit of a bubble. And just I've not been able to have my own wee space to write and make daft videos. I've just not done it. But I've got a flat again, so I moved. Mate. So I'm buzzing back in Whitlaburn, just where it all began. Across the road from my dad, up the street from my brother, and the Wainsteins across the road in Spring Hall. So mate. So I hut it off. And the funny thing is, mate, I don't know if. I've been doing this wee thing, right? Only some cunts get it, but it's a pure in-joke in myself, right? That I say number 37 is the funniest number in the world, right? Just because it's a scientifically proven fact that number 37 is the funniest number. It's been proven by scientists. Like, if you fucking say, I don't know, like I went to the pub, man, it was 37 midgets sitting in the pub, like the number 37 is a funny number. So I'm trying to, but cunts don't get it, but I'm pure trying to paint this picture all the time. So anytime I'm saying something on Facebook, if there's a number involved, it'll always be 37, right? If I just throw it away to people at 37, and then they don't get it, but my pal Sean gets it, so me and him have got this wee in-joke with each other, 37, it doesn't matter what comes up when it's became our pure number. So anyway, right, so I couldn't get a fucking private let for love or money. I stayed in that flat for 6 years, and it's $550 a month, which was a lot for a single guy, but I got used to it. $850 is the new $550, mate.
Really? Is that your paying, private let?
No, but that is what it is. If you try and get a private let anywhere,
that's what it is.
The flat I had was class, it was modern, the closes were only up about 20 years, not even that, maybe 15 years. And it was a good pad, room for me, room for the Wayne, 2 toilets, mate. 2 fucking toilets, know what I mean? I know, mate. And it was $550, but anywhere I tried to get, the cheapest was $750, 1 bedroom in Ruggie Main Street, Kyle Co-op. Know what I mean? Fucking
Mad Squad.
The Dodges, horrible, mate. Cunts getting plugged fuck out it up back close every weekend. Know what I mean? I've got a Wayne.
Front seat to the fucking Diggers main stories outside.
So I put my name down for a council house. Not that, look, you're on the list. Can take ages, and they treat you like a bit of scum, mate. I felt like a bit of scum. Try to get a gaff, right? And mate, I even got a knockback for a fucking hostel. I was trying to get into a place called, they call it Eva Burrows, it's called, right, in Halfway, and they call it a halfway hotel in Halfway, right? It's mental.
Right.
I got a knockback for there. I don't know, mate. They're like, no, we've no space and all that. I'm fucking homeless here. Then they were wanting me to go into that Rennie McIntosh. I'm like, no. They were wanting me to go up to Tisco Bride because I'm sober, and cunts have got to try and talk to me, and I'll just knock them out. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, what? The cunts are like, fucking no.
And I'm like, I
wouldn't put myself in that position. So anyway, waiting for a house. Get a phone call. Hello, Mr. Collins, hi there. It's such and such for the homeless team. Good news. I'm like, what? Like, you've just been offered a flat, so I'm bouncing about. No, this is what I wanted. I just pure seen it happening, right? This is what I wanted, mate. It's right where I grew up, right? And I put my name down for there, but they says, look, you need to put your name down for other places. So I put my name down for like Tory Glen, Fernhill, Westburn, Halfway, everywhere in Ruggie and Cambuslang. Phone call, you've been offered a flat where? 37 Hills a tower.
Shut up, man.
Swear to God, mate. I fucking couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's the universe's way of bamming me up. That's the universe doing that here, your house area, cunt. 37, there you go, man. So now I'm staying in number 37 Hills a tower. That's mental, class. Mate. And I had a heavy, have you ever seen that film Interstellar?
Aye.
Right. I had a heavy interstellar moment, mate. Right. Listen to this, right? Listen to this. So, No, this is a high-rise flat I stay in, right? So there's 6 of them in Whitlaburn, 72 houses in each one. I'm in Ailsa Tower. When I grew up, when I was a wee guy, until I was about 11, I stayed in Kintor Tower, which is right across the road, right? Looking right onto my window. See, when I was a wee guy, I stayed 2 up and I used to play in my room, and when I looked at my window, all I could see was Ailsa Tower, and I swear to God, I used to always look at the window at night and always have this mad feeling that some cunt up that tower was watching me, looking at me, right? I moved in, I went into my room in Ailsa Tower, and I was looking down into my old room, looking at me, feeling that as a wee guy playing. Is that me looking at myself for the future?
That's trippy. That's
trippy.
Was there a wee guy playing in the room?
I don't think so.
No,
But that's what I
that
felt.
Made it weird, man.
I felt, that's mad. I had a wee moment like, fuck. Literally, I'm looking into my past, and then when I was a wee guy, I could feel somebody watching me. Mm-hmm. Coincidence?
You believe in that kind of stuff?
Aye, mate.
Aye, same.
Aye, I've had enough fucking experiences and like kind of mystical psychedelic things happen to me, and just things all click, and then I do believe in all that stuff, energy and all that.
Synchronicities.
Aye,
That kind of thing.
definitely. Like that past 6 months, I've no been like synchronised, or I've no felt I've like channeled or whatever like that. But now that I've got this gaff and the Weinsteinways again, and I've got mine space, I fucking got it all decorated the way I want. You want to see the fucking state of this place when I got offered it,
A riot.
mate.
The house itself.
Mate, it was a fucking bomb scare, right? They flats went up. I think they got built like in the 50s, right? Mm-hmm. And I fucking think that the cunts that were in there before me stayed there for the 50s and kept it the same.
Was that
right?
an old cutler or what?
Mate, these cunts were depressed out their nut. These no, this
What made you think that?
no, I get told.
Oh,
so
right.
I hangmead. I went to view the flat, and the woman's like, before we go in here, it's a wee bit, and you don't need to take it. But I went in and I was like, fuck me, man, right? The ceilings, I've never seen anything less in my life, right? The ceilings were caked in yellow with smoke, like you've never seen, right? Anywhere they had a picture, yellow all the way around it. Fucking, I went into the toilet, mate, and there was these old fucking tiles, one's missing and all that, and then some cunts just done that with a fucking tin of paint, I think, just flung it over the wall. Pure bogging, right? And I was like, look, I'll take it. I was like, because my mate is going to come up and blast it. I'll shout out to Jazz the paint guy, amazing painter and decorator, mate. Jazz the paint guy. And he did, mate. Oh, everything that I wanted. He's like, go and buy the paint and all that, get what you want, I'll blast it. And he did, and it's like a fucking brand new pad, mate.
Nice.
I've got that in my room, similar to that colour, that orange. It's
Oh,
like
nice.
Valencia or something.
Aye.
It's called.
I can't remember where I got that for. Oh, aye, I think my pal bumped it at Levendale.
Fuck's sake.
Aye, mate, I think that's what it came via. The one, I think the 2 colours he bumped it at Levendale because he works there as a painter.
Aye.
I'll not tell any more in case I stick him in, know what I mean?
Aye.
But when did you move in?
So about 5 days ago.
Oh, so you just got it?
Aye. Oh, I got it a month ago.
Oh, did
That's
you?
how
Aye.
long it's took to
So
get
it's
everything
literally,
together.
you literally just came off the bat of being homeless?
Aye.
Right,
Aye.
man. So is
Aye.
that you just look like you finally able to get settled, man?
Yes, mate. So it's like, I know like people say homeless, like you're no fucking sleeping in the streets or anything like that. But see, now I actually know. I think I know why a lot of people do that. Is go and just fuck it and go and sleep in the streets, because see me, I've got some learning difficulties, right? And with like filling in forms and like concentrating on stuff, all that shit. So without certain people, I'd be fucked, right? Now, like I said, when that happened to me, mate, see, if everybody I spoke to on the phone, they were just treating me like a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hold on a minute here. I've stayed in the house for 6 years myself. I've got a wee lassie. I'm fucking this, that, and the next thing, and they're just treating me like a piece of fucking shit. Like just pure no interest, no compassion, no nothing. And it get passed about until this one woman who was beautiful, man. She was just pure nice, pure helpful. And I told her, I was like, look, see, out of this whole process, I says, You're the nicest person I've spoke to. You're the most helpful. Thanks. Do you know what I mean? Cheers. I wish every cunt was like you. But I think people who get treated like that and they're getting passed about for pillar to post and then there's nothing for them, they do that. Fuck this.
Aye.
Fuck that. I'll sleep in the street. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But sofa surfing as well, mate. As I said, it's you just don't feel comfortable. I mean, my mate did make me feel comfortable, and I fucking appreciate him. But even though they're telling you, like, it sounds just because I was texting like that, look, mate, am I getting in the road and all that? You've got to Wednesday nights? Like, no, the Wednesdays fucking love you being here. When you're no here, like that, where's Mikey? Do you know what I mean? So that made me feel alright, but still, man, you just need your own space, and
you do, man.
you don't want to get in anybody's road. But that's what I said, even just these 4 or 5 days in here, I feel fucking brilliant. I'm starting to align again. Do you know what I mean? I can feel myself. I can feel a big difference. A big weight's been lifted off my shoulders, and cause I'm back to like kind of where I grew up and next to my family. It's class, man. It's just exactly what I wanted.
You've landed right in your feet, man. It's good to hear there's a positive end to that story. I done
cheers,
that kind of similar thing, man. It was years ago when I first got to jail. My man got evicted, and I done the kind of sofa surfing. I only done it for about 2 weeks, right enough. But even that 2 week, man, I was like, this is brutal, because as you say, you feel as if you're getting into the tap at people, and you've not got anywhere you can truly settle, because it's always like, I was like sleeping in my nephew's rooms, they were going sleeping in the bed and all that, and I'm like, I'm sleeping in Wayne's bed and all that kind of stuff. You're like, it's good to get the head down, man, but you're like, kind of just that way, you just know you're no settled, it's no to call yours.
And the worst thing about it for me is you don't know where you're going to end up.
Nah.
It's not your choice anymore. So I was thinking, right, I've got my name down for all these places. Where am I going to end up? And I'm going to need to take the house, because if I don't, I'm going to be waiting for fucking ages again. So I'm thinking I could end up anywhere here, and then that's me. Not even my choice. There you go. And that was the worst thing for me, just no knowing where my future was going to be, and then just getting that flat where I got it is just brilliant, mate.
It's amazing, man. What happened to your old house?
So it's fucked, man. But see what happened was, mate, they told us that it was going to take 6 to 8 months to fix it, because there was the ceilings needed pulled down, the floorboards needed lift up, and the walls were having to come off. So it was a full job. But I think when that happened, the landlord was like rubbing his fucking horns, because they wanted to sell that. So they're probably thinking, right, we'll claim our insurance, get it all fixed up, get him out, and we'll sell it.
And then fucking make more money.
Mate, I chipped about 30 full bin bags of clays out. 30 full bin bags of clays, because they were all fucked.
Fuck's sake.
My wardrobe, I had the big sliding mirror wardrobe thing, the big free, full of fucking gear, full of clays, just full of everything. And mate, just full fucking hang, man, soaking. I saved I've got a heavy habit of buying clays and trainers and jackets and all that, right? I always have. So I just buy them, wear them a couple of times, and put them in. But I'm a wee bit like my dad, I can't throw shit away. I've still got all my Bergosses, I've still got fucking, remember the mad old stripy Fred Perry jumpers used to wear the Archaeos?
Zips up for here to the neck.
Got all them, mate, right? I've got all that shit, I couldn't throw it away, but a lot of it get fucking in the bin, because see the my front door, there was that much water, the wood expanded, and I couldn't get my door open, and they told me not to go down. If I wanted to go down to check my stuff, I would need to wait. I went down and kicked the door in, because I want to see what I can fucking salvage here. So I got the door in, and then I had to, mate, honestly, because the fucking shit was all stinking, and then it ended up going all mouldy. And I literally can't fucking do it with this.
There's no way out for
The
it.
stuff I did keep, my bra Steve-O, he's got a unit out in Hillington for like him and his mate. He's a Spark,
Right.
And I've got a big unit. He's like, whatever you've got, keep it in there. So I had to hire a big van, me and Sean, fucking a big giant fucking van, filled it with all the stuff that I was keeping. And the good thing about moving into these flats, I've got a laundrette at the bottom.
Oh, nice
Mate,
one.
Heavy, 3 big giant industrial washing
It's
machines,
been a while since I've seen any things, man.
3 big industrial dryers. So I'd done 15 washings last Sunday. 15 washings. It took me for 7
And these
o'clock.
big industrial things?
Yes, mate.
What the fuck were you washing all these clays that you managed to salvage?
Aye.
How much did you manage to salvage
About
then?
15 bin bags or something.
Oh, really?
Maybe more than that, probably. more than that, mate. Honestly, just clays everywhere, right? But I had a wee system going because it was roasting outside. The laundrette was dead, so I was getting in, fucking putting 3 washings in. Once I was setting a wee timer, go back down. Once they came out, 3 in the tumble dryer, another 3 washings in. Just like keep going, and they came out fucking brand new, smelling all fresh and all that.
Oh, did they?
Aye.
Good
Brilliant,
stuff, man.
man.
Aye, good stuff, man. At least you managed to salvage that. What about your bed and all that? Was that all fucked, or your furniture?
Aye. Do you want to know what, mate? I'm lucky because my telly on my living room wall, I don't know fucking how the water missed that, but my telly was up and it's a big fucker, right? I think I've got the biggest telly in Whitlaburn, right? Well, my dad has, but I've got the second biggest, right? The water was coming through big holes and then it was going dripping down the walls, but it was just, I don't know how it happened, but it pure missed my telly, mate.
Really? Aye.
Aye.
It's a fucking
My
result,
vinyl, I got all my vinyl saved because they were up in a shelf thing.
Aye.
So that was alright. The Wayne's toys, lost the good bit of the Wayne's toys. My kitchen stuff and all that get fucking flung out.
Fuck, did that?
Aye.
Did you get any help with any of that stuff? Like,
Nothing, mate.
Did they know?
No, well,
is it a private let you've got now? Is it a council house?
It's a council house now.
Did the council no give you like a home with a grant or anything like that?
I got a hang me. They got me a white goods grant.
Aye,
So
aye.
I got my fucking new cooker and a fridge and all that
Aye.
shit. But that landlord cunt done fuck all, mate. Apart from that hotel, I says, look, I've had to chip all this stuff out. And he's like, have you got contents insurance? I said, no. He's like, nothing I can do, but I bet you any money he's claiming all that.
Oh, aye, defo is.
Do you know what I mean?
Scumbag, man. The same thing happened to my sister, see, at Christmas and all. They stay like in a 4 block. And the water pipes, I think because it was such a cold winter, the pipes froze. Then I think obviously it's been trying to pump more water out it, man, and then the pipes have
That's
just
what's
burst.
happened, man, aye.
Exact same thing happened. Didn't happen to the same severity as yours, but it ended up that the fucking there was mould and all that kind of thing. So
Aye.
they get shacked up in a hotel for 2 weeks. And theirs is a council house, it's GHA.
Right.
They end up just getting back into their house, man, but they're still having to try
Aye.
and the council were trying to give them dehumidifiers and put them in the house like wee things that size, like not smaller than a microwave. Like, what the fuck's that got to do?
Mate, listen to this, man. This is what these cunts says, right? See when all that had happened, right?
Aye.
See, because the landlord owned my flat and the one above. See the one at the top and the one at the bottom? They
Aye.
were owned with this other company.
Right.
And you see the fucking very next morning, they had big fucking giant dehumidifiers in. They were fucking on the work straight away, right? 3 months later, right? They were asking me, like, you need to get rid of the stuff that you're taking. They kept saying to me, I was asking them for ages, what's happening and all that, and then like, you need to get it out, we need to get the dehumidifiers in. 3 months later, I'm like, you're having a fucking laugh.
Fuck's it,
I'm like, it's all, there's no water left, it's all fucking away. I'm like, you having a laugh? I'm like, the fucking cunts doing it up and down the stair had them in the very next morning. I'm like, you're fucking joking.
What a fanny, man.
I know.
Aye, that's the thing as well, because that was my sister, Gaff. That was with the GHA. She get put in a hotel for 2 weeks and then end up just going back and just try to deal with it. So I think they're still in a bit of a tussle with it, and that's about 6 months. But through the war, I think they got it a bit worse.
Right.
But theirs is a private let owned by this guy.
Right.
And they were fucking saying to the cunt, like, listen, we've got no running water, man.
Aye.
We've got Wayne's, it can't get washed. The guy's like, go to the swimming baths, get a shower
Fuck
there.
off.
Know what I mean?
Fuck
like,
off.
fuck's sake, man. Like, just how heartless a scumbag can
Aye.
you be? Like, even at the best of times, like at Christmas, but know what I mean? Literally watching somebody like yourself, like you've got 2 weeks in a hotel and you're on your own.
Aye.
Or you're
I know.
watching somebody go homeless.
It's mental, mate. See, the funny thing is, I know, it's no funny, right, but when that all happened, after I came back, the hotel shit and all that, one of my neighbours says to me, she says, look, we're moving out, we've got 2 weeks left until we get the keys back. She's like, if you want, you can fucking stay there for 2 weeks, some like that result, right?
Nice of them, man.
Aye, honestly, brilliant people, amazing. They done a lot for us that night and all, like they pure ran us about and all that and made sure it was alright. But stayed in there for 2 weeks, right?
Right.
See the day I moved out, it flooded.
Shut up.
Swear to
But
God,
their
mate,
house?
Their house.
Fucking hell, man.
I know, mate. I
How
was
did that
like,
flood then? In fact, was that later then? Obviously after.
Same thing. The same
Right,
thing.
so it happened twice?
Aye, mate. Mental.
What the fuck?
On the other
man?
side. I know, mate, I'm like, but see, even now, I swear to God, mate, I'm a wee bit traumatised with it, because, like I said, the woman pure screaming and all that, and then that fucking, the lights saw it, torches, just water everywhere. It was like a scene for the Titanic, mate, right? And then that mad fire alarm just kept going off. And see, even now, if I'm like sitting, even when I was sitting in my mate's house, I was sitting at night or whatever, and I could hear water running, and it was just like fucking in the sink or something pipes. I was like up just to check. To see.
I see.
Do you know what I mean? So that's stuck in my head now because that's happened.
Because obviously, as you say, you were panicking at the time. You're hearing people screaming and that. Especially, was it a gig you came back for?
A gig,
so see, when you
was
came
buzzing.
Exactly. You came back for a gig, you're buzzing, right? That's the night done. That's all my challenge for the day done. You know what I mean? And then you get home, you're planning, kicking back, having your pizza, having a chug. You know what I mean? Kicking back, and you get back, and you're dealing with this shit.
I know, mental.
It pure lifts you right out of that kind of comfort as well. See, being homeless, what was the worst experience you encountered being homeless? What would you say was the one thing that was like the fucking stand out?
Right, I would say the way the people kind of dealt with us on the phone, just like, I think the people should have a bit, I know they deal with a lot of arseholes and that, right, and a lot of, but everybody's different. They should ask you a couple of questions, and, you know, it's just human nature just to be decent and be nice to something. Just be nice.
I try and help sometimes.
You're meant to be helpful, no
destitute.
Just right, alright, oh well, no, just pure try to put you off and all that.
Just as if like they're trying to fucking shorten down their fucking workload.
That was one part, and then the second part was just like feeling like I was getting in the road and having nowhere to go. And I was like, there was one night I was like, I couldn't stay with my dad because me and my dad had a fight. Because like he was moving, and my dad's a mad hothead, and I warned him before I went up. I says, look, gonna know if I'm gonna help you here, gonna just have a laugh and no lose the fucking rag, right? And he's like, right, no bother. So it was me, my brother, my dad, and three of my pals. They've got a van, so he's fucking trying to get all this. He had 3 weeks to move, and he's wanted it on the one night. All his shite. So I already knew I was in for a hang maybe on right. So we're lifting shit and all that about, and fucking you can hear him fuck doing all that, right? And I'm like, I said to him a couple of times, like, look at me and Steve-O and the 3 boys, we're having a laugh, fucking chill out, you've got fucking 3 weeks to do this, relax, you fuck off and we'll do it. And he's like, no. So all this was happening, right? Came to a point where me and my dad and Steve-O were in my dad's kitchen. Steve-O's trying to fucking pull the cooker out of the wall, and I can see my dad with this fucking cardboard box full of shit, and I'm like, the arse is going to fall out of it, right? And he's like, and the arse falls out it, and he's like, fuck, I'm like, gonna fucking calm down. He's kicking shit about. I'm like, see you, I swear to God, I fucking told you. So I'm holding this cooker, and I'm trying to put these gloves on, and he's like, right, get out my fucking road, I'll get it. So he's pushed me, and I've fucking pushed him, and the twos are shouting at each other, and I've just bounced the fucking gloves off his head. And I'm like, just fucking flung them right at him, and I'm like, I'm away. He's like, aye, fuck off. He's like, don't come back. Right, so that was that. So, and then I knew that my pal was having the wains in that night, and all. So, and I pure felt, I'm just getting in the road here. And I was walking about at a pure low point, mate. Just thinking, this is shite. When is this going to get better? When's this going to change? And I didn't want to go. I couldn't go to my dad's because he was moving and we just fell out. And then I didn't want to go to my pals because I felt as if I was getting in the road. And I went a pure walk, man. And I was pure just feeling sorry for myself. Do you know what I mean? And just like, what am I got to do here? Then I ended up texting my pal again. I was like, look, mate, what's happening? He's like, mate, don't be fucking daft. He's like, get your fucking arse down here. And then I go down, and we get a laugh, and then it's all better. But they were and then no knowing where you're going to end up. And I didn't need to fucking sleep in the street or anything like that. I'm lucky to have fucking family and pals. Do you know what I mean? And some people don't have that, which is shite. But it's in the past now, mate. I'm back.
That's it. That's the experience over and done with, man.
I know.
Now you're back.
Hopefully I'll be able.
Never.
Aye. I couldn't find the funny in any at the time, but maybe 6 months, a year down the line, I'll start writing shit and then maybe get a wee show at it or something. Do you know what I mean?
I defo is, mate, because that's the one thing. It's a wasted experience if you're not able to take material for it. Aye. That's exactly. I believe that's why these things happen, because sometimes I don't know. It's like life gives you experience. I believe. See when you're maybe, I don't know about you, Well, see if I go through, I'm having a bit of writer's block or I'm feeling uninspired, but if I
Aye.
go to write about
Something happens.
life will give you the
Aye.
best material ever.
Defo.
What said, are you at this point, obviously you've literally just came out it,
Aye.
would you say you managed to extract any positives from it yet?
Obviously I've learnt a lot, and I feel that like me and my pal Sean have always been close, always been like pure soul brothers. Do you know what I mean? Like we know what we're got to say and all that shit. Like
Aye.
pure proper. We've done everything together, and we're even closer now. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And then all his four Waynes, like I'm like brilliant. Like getting to pure know them, that was class.
Aye.
And and as I say, like hopefully I get material out it, but I don't know, like you said, these things happen for a reason. It's a lesson.
Aye.
And you even though it was a stinker, I need to be grateful for it.
Aye.
You need to be grateful for the good and the bad. You really do. Everything that's happened to me in my past, now I'm at a place where I can say, look, do you know what? I'm grateful for all it.
Aye,
because
exactly.
it's made me who I am. And it's all these wee obstacles and all these wee lessons that build you up and make you who you are, make you a better person. So it's made me fucking think now, like, when I see a homeless person, to like maybe stop my asking for alright, or if I can do anything for them.
Right, aye, so it's kind of give you that level
Because
of
I know there's a lot of homeless people in the town who are only homeless, right?
Aye.
A lot of people that are ripping the arse out it, playing a violin that's not even
it's
on.
connected to a speaker.
Right. Mate, see that wee guy sits in the tune, right? Like, he was getting it loudy, right? It's a speaker, it's not plugged into
It's the
fuck
same
all.
guy sits down at the job centre, man.
Aye.
He's like, he plays the one, it's the keyboard, but it's like a fucking organ.
Aye.
And then he plays it, but it's like, it stops playing, it keeps playing.
Aye.
It's fucking
mental.
aye.
So this cunt's got a violin. Like that. Fucking blasting out a speaker. And this woman, man, she must have been a violin player or something. She was like that, right in his face. What tune's that you're playing? What tune's that you're doing plugged into it? And the cunt wasn't even looking at her. He was like, fucking hurry up and go away, man. Do you know what I mean? But aye, it's made me feel like that, like a bit more compassionate, and know that the experience I had, there's well worse things that can happen than that.
Aye.
There's people that do need to fucking sleep rough and go into these hostels, and I actually, I don't know, I don't want to say any names or anything, but something happened just a couple of weeks ago. I know a boy and his brother, but the boy was in one of the hostel things, and he passed away because he took one of the street Valium.
Aye.
I've lost a lot of mates to that.
Aye.
And,
I knew the boy, I think it's the same boy I'm thinking of, man. I
Aye.
used to think about him.
Aye.
I'm pals with him and his brother.
Right. Well, I was good pals with the older brother,
Uh-huh.
and I met the wee one a good few times. Love his mom and all that, and as his mom said, it wasn't into that shit.
Nah,
and,
wasn't
you
I
mi-
was
and it's
just
too
shocked
easy
to
to
hear it.
fall because you're at a low point. You're
Aye.
vulnerable. You think you're just at a stage where fuck, what the hell is happening to me?
Aye.
And then you're like, right, I'll take a wee something, and then it's people that are go take that. It's pure pressure, but it's shite. So I've definitely got more compassion, and I think before shit a wee bit when I see homeless people. And that,
Of
do you know what I
course. Plus as well, man, see when you talk about the hostels, because you're in a shite environment, you're running about cunts that are at the lowest point of their lives and all, they're all using drugs and that, and if you're not taking it, like, fuck, I'll take it and block this out. But some people, like I was in the jail with a boy, like my last sentence was in about 2 years ago. He was doing 16 months because he was in a hostel and he knocked a cunt out. So he's just this mad fucking drug addict. It was
Aye.
obviously trying to give him shit and he just ended up sparking
Aye.
the cunt out, gets 16 months. So this boy didn't use it, and so that's both sides of the coin. So
Aye.
even if you don't use drugs, because you're going to be like that,
Aye.
if you're not using drugs,
It's jailbait.
you're
The
looking
place
at
is
it.
fucking jailbait.
Aye, you get cunts
100%.
in there, I know, man. They're fucking caring, man. They've got mad
I know,
dodgy
mate.
cunts in there. You see
Aye.
them outside the any man.
Mate, it's brutal. Every time you walk past, I don't even walk on that side of the road now, because if any cunt says it, you're just going to fucking knock him out.
I
Know what I mean?
know,
Because you
mate.
fucking
They
you
always
put
look shifty as fuck. You walk by
I
for a
know.
group of them all stoned.
I know, mate.
What the fuck are they up to?
I know, it's brutal. But aye.
So see, during your time of homelessness, I take it the comedy, all of that was just put in the back burner.
I was still doing my gigs.
So you're still getting to do your
Still
gigs?
going doing my gigs, but I wasn't me, mate.
Really?
I wasn't me. I was
affected
going
your
and doing
persona?
them, and just I was kinda, I had the blinders on, mate. It was a weird time. It was just weird because it happened so sudden. Because everything was going so well, and it just happened so sudden. It was like, I just wasn't me, mate. Like I was going out with a lassie, and we split up and that through it. Not just through that, but that was like the main. I just wasn't myself, mate, and I just couldn't.
So it affected your relationships as well.
Aye, all that shit, and then I just feel. Aye, mate. I just wasn't. I wasn't being creative. I wasn't doing like stuff that I usually do, like just writing and all that. I was just going and doing my stuff, and then coming back and getting my wee buzz through that. But I wasn't like, I already feel better, mate. Even got to do gigs and writing and chanting. I just feel a lot better already, mate.
Because you're in survival mode anyway. Because before, when you're homeless, you're first and foremost to thought, right, have I got somewhere to sleep tonight? Or where am I going to be? And that kind of stuff, right? I can stay here tonight, I can't stay here the morning night, right?
I know, mate.
That's the forefront of your mind.
That's it, all the time.
Now you've got a base, you're like, right, I can get creative, because when you're in that environment, you're homeless, you're stressed. It's very hard to be creative and stressed at the same time. Almost impossible, man.
As like I said, I'm starting to align back up and I can feel myself. But again, one of the worst things out of all that I didn't mention before was not getting to see my daughter. Like I said, I had the Vegan 3-4 times a week. She'd stay on, I'd take her to school in the morning, and I loved doing that. And that all stopped because I didn't have a fucking house. So what I was doing was I would go up, pick Govan up for school 2 or 3 times a week, and take her out to my granny's for an hour, get her dinner, then take her home. That's an hour. No, just me and her sitting with like my dad and my gran or whatever. So I felt like me and my wee lassie's got the best bond ever, right? She's just daft like me, and the two just do silly stuff, right? It's class, and all that just got took away from me as well. So that was a big thing, just right. But even now, like she's staying with us again already. Being able to take her out, go bowling and all that, just take her out and spoil her again, because just I didn't get to do it. But aye, mate, let's fucking change the subject, man.
I know, of course, because it's been a big part of your life so much, man. But I imagine it's all you've spoke about in that full time, because everybody that sees you, like, you're homeless first. Why are you homeless? Then you need to tell the story after the back. You know what I mean?
I'm proud of myself as well, because that would have been the time to hit the booze and the gear and that again.
Aye, exactly. So you done well, man. I managed to stay away from that.
I just didn't do it, mate. I just knew there's a block in here somewhere that just doesn't allow me to do it.
Aye, because it comes with maturity as well, because I think I can relate to this, because see, when you've got times when you feel like fucking, before you'd have went and get mad with it, or took a line of gear, smoked a joint, but then that's not going to solve my problem. No. That's going to make it worse. It might, for the moment, make me feel a wee bit better, but I'm going to need to deal with this plus whatever else I've added on with taking this drug. So it's that maturity and that kind of experience of taking drugs and getting on it kind of comes into play. We must interrupt this podcast for a breaking announcement. There has been numerous reports in the area of a beauty bomb ready to glow up, and it's going to blow away you beauty therapists one appointment at a time. Why? Do you conduct business correspondence with clients via DMs? Are you sick of late cancellations costing you money? Do you just wish you could provide your service without worrying if the client has the cash at hand? I need to go to the bank. Well, I have a solution to your confusion. Glow Out is a service that aims to alleviate the stress involved between a client and the technician booking their appointments. Glow Out makes it easy for clients to see appointments, to book them and to pay. It takes deposits and it gets late cancellation fees, which means you won't lose out on any money. Clients can pay by card or using Apple Pay. Glow Out is also partnered with payment processor Stripe. Glow Out also helps you manage your bookings easily by using your calendar. The busier you get, the more stressful it is to keep track of who you've actually got coming in and when. Glow Out will help you do that. On Glow Out, you'll also be able to show off your portfolio, showing off your previous work so clients can check out what you've done in the past. It will also be implementing a feature in the very, very near to be future which will connect to your Instagram profile page. You will also be featured on the Glow Out website. You'll be visible to potential clients in the local area. You'll also have access to your own admin panel where you can see your account balance, generate reports, and turn your hobby into a business. Glow Out is basically a Just Eat for beauty appointments. Can't beat the convenience, can you? The mobile app for iOS and Android is coming soon. But in the meantime, for $5.99 a month, you will have access to all these features. But if you sign up using 50 promo code, you will get the first 3 months free. You can't whack that for a bargain, can you? Give your business the glow up it needs to blow up. And glow up before you glow out. I noticed as well, last time you were on the podcast, I was talking about TikTok and going TikTok, and you were saying you weren't exploring it. Now I see you're a virtuoso on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok, baby.
So how are you finding TikTok then?
Good, mate. It's I don't know, like, I had a Vibe Room comedy TikTok.
Aye.
And I just changed the name out to Mikey Motion.
Alright, so is it just switched over?
Because the Vibe Room's closed,
obviously.
You
Didn't it time in it? So I was going to ask about the Vibe Room. Did the Vibe Room finish before time shut, or did the time just shut then that made the Vibe Room?
No, we were right to the end, mate. The last gig in there was fucking one of our comedy nights.
Was it?
Aye. And because they're pulling the building down, they're making it into flats or hotel.
I seen that because I've seen there's a bit next to it. It's like a fucking building site, or a demolished building site. Didn't realise they were moving into that bit.
Aye.
Fuck.
Aye. What were we talking about?
Talking about
TikTok. So I thought, this is me again. This is me just because I'm moved into this house. I'm feeling fucking right. I need to start putting shit out there. I've just been putting like wee promo videos up, but then just like see old videos that I've got, just transferring them onto that and see how they do. But I'm going to start definitely try to punt a good few a day, because you know what it's like. You throw the shite at the wall, some of it sticks. Even the wee fucking ones that you think are they going to do it and end up going viral and all that.
The shite ones
but
always
it is,
do
it's
well.
good. It's like there's fucking, it's like the followers are just going up. Like it took me fucking 8 years or something to get my Facebook followers up, like pure grafting on that. And then on this, it's like pure fucking. They just keep coming and coming and coming.
Goes up in your sleep, man.
I know, mate.
It's fucking crazy. The
algorithm's a fucking slut. Right? It's a pure slut. Like fucking Facebook's just a pure fridge now, man. It's pretty. It's like just don't let me see it. And then TikTok's just fucking mental, man, because it just ends up every cunt's liking it, then they're sharing it, and then so I'm definitely going to have a presence on that. And again, mate, this is for the fucking simple thing, to get cunts to come and see my shows, and that's it, mate. Just to get fucking a bit of a following again, just to fucking get, because even last night I done my Edinburgh Fringe preview show.
I seen that. How did that go?
Brilliant, mate. Class. It was in Blackfriars Basement, the Merchant City Comedy Club, so it's a proper wee stage, and it's like a proper wee comedy club. And there was a guy on before me, Aaron Simmons. He's a guy in a wheelchair. He's like quite famous. He's been on the telly and all that. And it was his show. He was doing his Fringe preview for an hour, and I was doing mine for an hour. And I think there was like fucking 16 people that showed up or something, right? And but they were all good. Like, they were a good crowd. There was a free rowdy cunts at the start, but I just shut them up right at the start. They free cunts like pure he was an English guy and they pure put him off, and didn't really know how to deal with it.
About hecklers?
Aye, they were just pure trying to get involved all the time, saying shit. But I knew they were there, so as soon as I went up, I just fucking bammed to free them up, made everybody laugh at them, and I was like to the cunt, look mate, I'll give you a fucking tenner if you shut up. If you be sitting be quiet for the end of the show, I'll give you a fucking tenner. And he's like,
to give a tenner?
No. But they got bammed up to fuck, man. One of them was from Newcastle and that. I was just winding him up, and his two fucking pals, man, just fannies. They were alright, man. They were alright, but I done that, and there was a guy there with his dad and his big brother, and I didn't know them, but they came to see me because they'd seen me at a previous gig, and he said they've seen us on TikTok and that, so it's working.
I
see, I
saw a couple of tickets out already.
Even if it's fucking 3 extra people a month, doesn't matter. If they're coming to the show and they want to see us, then brilliant. And that's what it's all about, man. And that's why I'm going to be starting this podcast up and all. Again, just to get guests on, just like what you're doing here, just have a good chat. Could be about anything. I'll be getting comedians, DJs, just any cunt. Like if I'm in a taxi and the taxi driver's funny and tells me a good story, he's on the podcast. Right, fuck it.
I'll chat to any cunt.
Aye, mate. Just like honestly, Because everybody's funny, you know what I mean? People are people at the end of the day.
There's the hidden gems everywhere as well, man. Because it's, I think I fell into this trap at first. See, you're trying to get the most famous person you know and to build up the numbers and that kind of thing. But after a while, man, there's like, see when you watch, let's say, like James English or like that, and you see the same guy, he goes in like all the podcasts, and it's the same
stories.
Same story.
Same
Maybe
thing.
you get a different story here and there, but it's the same shit. You're like, you want to hear from people that you've no heard of, and it's these people these undiscovered people for the schemes and that, man. It's like you meet them and they've got a mad story or they've just got a mad view in life, and you're like, I would have never have discovered that.
And
before.
you don't need to be famous for a fucking TikTok video to go viral.
Exactly.
You could get somebody famous on and it's 100,000 views, and you get somebody on and then it's fucking just blows up, man, because it's a funny story or something.
Exactly, and it's relatable for people as well, because I found that I went through a kind of period I was like, right, kind of going a bit dry, like who can I get on that kind of thing, and I'm like, right, I'm a bit more established now, I could probably get more famous people on and that kind of thing to help bolster the numbers. But I realised that I put like a wee series of question things you do on Instagram, like what have you taken for the podcast as such, and people like that, because you get real people, and that makes it relatable, because when you see these people that go on, ex-gangsters, like I had millions, I fucking was shagging 20 hookers at one time, you know, I had tussies in Marbella, I done a 20 year in the jail. They're great stories, but for the average layman like me and you, the average scheme cunt, we've not done any of that shit.
No.
So it's very hard.
The hooker part,
the hooker part, don't get me wrong, but I try to make it realistic. But there's that, when it's like, when you're sitting watching it, when you're seeing somebody that's just like yourself, you're like, fucking hell. And that's what I kind of realised people always ask me, when I say I do a podcast, the first question they ask, if it's no what the name is, they say, what's it about?
What's it about?
And it always caught me, I'm like, what do you mean what it's about? It's a podcast. And then I realised, what's the theme? And I've kind of, my themes, I've realised now, this is what the kind of route I'm trying to get down. I call it scheme philosophy, because I think that's got a nice wee ring.
Oh, definitely.
But I think it's just trying to get cunts that are relatable, the everyday person, but they've got inspiring stories, or they've, like so you're the kind of ideal guest because you've been homeless, but now you're back on track, you're fucking setting up shows for the Fringe and that kind of thing. That kind of way to show people that you can be doing in the dumps, but you don't need to stay there.
That's it.
That's the kind of theme. Have you kind of developed a theme for yours, or are you right now just
No, well, that's it, man. That what you said, like, what's it about? That's a mad quirky thing now. I've got a podcast, what's it about? Well, I get my mate on and the two make a piece of egg together, all that shit, or else it's about a certain type of music, or it's about a fucking certain genre of films. It's just it's just a fucking thing to get. For me, see, after this podcast, I'll be buzzing. I buzz after these, like a gig, right? I done one there last week. I was on one, and you're just talking. But for me, I love it. I love talking, and I'll be buzzing after this. So it's to keep me going, to keep me sticking to something, right? Also, it's just to have good conversations with people. Like I said, it's about everything. If it could be about, I could get a guest on and end up talking about fucking Freddy films for the whole thing. It could end up fucking talking about anything. So there's no like genre thing me that will only be covered. I don't think it's just to have a chat. Even like fucking just getting somebody on and we're not even talking about it, and we're just like
talking pure shite.
Aye,
mate, sometimes talking shite is compelling, and Glaswegians make it compelling. I remember I had a wee Kanzo on, he was had a decent following on TikTok, Kanzo Connor Lynch. I know him personally, but a lot of people knew him for TikTok and that. When I got him on the podcast, and we literally just talk shite. Like, talk about him going to Thailand, fucking gubbing 55 gram of Mandy, no Nawana, but just one of it, just talking about pure shite, and cunts were loving it. Because
that's
it. And plus as well, I think, see if you have, it's good having a theme, but it's been flexible with your theme. See if it's like, a boxing podcast, I get boxers and just talk about boxing. It's like,
only
what if you want to stay outside of the questions? It's like, you don't want, I feel I don't want to relegate myself to, that's how I'll write questions, just to kind of go back to like a baseline. But as you say, we'll go and talk about random shit.
See, if you stick to one thing, right, it's only people that are into that that's going to watch you.
And
then see, if you start talking about something else that's no the theme of the podcast, all the cunts, wait a minute, what are you talking about that for? It's supposed to be this.
Exactly.
So it's I like all the American mans, man. There's a cunt, I don't know if you know him, but he's the best cunt, man. Rick Glassman.
No.
Right?
What's his podcast called?
Take Your Shoes Off podcast. He gets cunts to take their shoes off when they come in his gaff.
I think I've seen a clip.
Right, so this cunt was he's a comedian, but he's a pure left comedian, like he's a pure wacky guy, and no a lot of people get him.
Right.
I get him because he's just like me, right? ADHD, wee bit of autism and that, right? He's fucking, he's brilliant, and he gets the cunts on and he just bams them up the whole time, and they don't know what's happening. If you're winks at the camera and he adds wee things in and all that, it's brilliant, man.
Aye.
Something like that. Even ones like with Mark Normand and Sam Morrell, do you know them?
What's the name of the podcast?
We Might Be Drunk, it's called.
Nah, I don't really watch much American podcasts. I watch No Jumper, but it's not a comedy podcast.
Aye.
It's more a hip hop, that, like Joe Rogan. See,
Aye.
believe it or not, I don't really watch podcasts
Aye.
as much. I'll stick it on in the background when I'm fanning about.
Aye. See, I hadn't watched any. That's all I was doing. When I just, like, that was my thing. I'd go out and do a gig, and I'd have the Wayne, and then at night I'd have all my different days. It's like fucking being a wee guy again. Right? I've got EastEnders Tuesday, Connolly Street Wednesday, right? It's like,
it's like schedule for the week.
aye, I've not watched the telly in about 10 years.
So
I haven't, mate. And it's all stuff, educational stuff, like stuff to learn from. But all the podcasts, aye, like, do you ever watch Kill Tony?
Kill Tony.
Right, mate. This is the best.
Is it the thing with it? It's like the three judges and the cuntness they got.
Mate,
Aye.
that's the best fucking thing. It's just on Saturday, that was the 10th year they've been running.
Right.
I would love for something like that to happen in Glasgow. It's so fucking class, right? So Tony Hinchcliffe, funny bastard, he's been doing comedy for 15 years. See all the roast, the comedy roast, like Justin Bieber, Snoop Dogg, all that. He wrote all the jokes. Right?
Did they, aye?
He wrote all the fucking
So they didn't
jokes.
write the jokes?
No, did they fuck?
What?
Right? No.
I
Right?
was like that, man. Justin Bieber's
He's
funny.
the cunt that wrote all the jokes. He came up in the Comedy Store. They started off in LA. The basis of the podcast, a live podcast. It's in a fucking theatre or a big comedy club. Tony Hinchcliffe, you've got Brian Redband, who started podcasting. He was the cunt that started it, like with Joe Rogan. Then you've got two comedians. Now, there's basically they've got a big bucket and people sign up. There's like 300, 400 people sign up for this show. They put their name in the bucket and they get to go up and do a minute of stand-up comedy, right? Now, there's hundreds of shite cunts in there and you get to see them bomb. So each week, you feel the highs and lows of comedy. You feel like you're watching it and there's cunts bombing. And then he interviews them for 3 minutes and it's the funniest thing ever. But there's cunts that have been doing comedy for like 10 years, all about America, just dying for a wee break. There's a guy called Hans Kim who is fucking selling out arenas now. He opens up for Joe Rogan every fucking week, right? Now this wee guy's a Chinese guy. He was living in his van. He's been doing comedy for 9 years. He was homeless. He was living in his van for fucking 3 years. He went on Kill Tony. He killed it. And now he's Tony Hinchcliffe's best pal. He's selling out all the fucking world.
Just get that break.
That break, mate. And it's like that. This is a new thing for comedians to get discovered. It's a fucking brilliant format, mate. Amazing. I've no missed that in 2 years. I watch it. I watch it, and then me and my pal Sean made it a thing every fucking Tuesday night. That's your thing, Kill Tony. That's what we do now. And then because I've moved out now, he's like, mate, I'm fucking missing you, and all that, man. Fucking, so we got to do about Kill Tony. And what I've talked about, mate.
So see when you say he interviews him after it, because I watched it, but as I say, I watched it briefly. But then because I was like, what the fuck is this? Because there was a guy that went on it. I don't know if was there no a guy that went on it that turned out he'd murdered his wife or something?
Aye, but he's talking shit.
Right, so
that's he says it like that's his thing. He goes up on stage. He's like, I murdered 6 cunts last week. And like, tell us how you murdered them. He's like, I strangled them. How did you strangle them?
No, because I think I could be getting my wires crossed here severely, because it wasn't on Kill Tony. It was like see the 10-minute YouTube documentaries you get, and it was.
You talking about that hitchhiker cunt?
No, you talk about the guy who went on like that cunt. It was him. No, I know that mad guy kept saying cunts touched him up, so he murdered them. No, I know him. It was. I could be getting heavy mixed up with another show. I'm sure this guy went on and he had he'd literally just murdered his bud, but he actually get to jail for it. He actually done it.
Right, I don't know then.
Mate, I'll need to check it out.
Check it out, mate.
I check it out. But I remember, so see when you say like they go up and do a minute of stand up and then Tony Hinchcliffe interviews them, how'd you interview them? Was he ripped them to shreds or
Aye, mate. Because he's a roast master, mate. This cunt is fucking the highest of the high. He's been doing it that long. Like you cunts will go up and they'll try and roast him, and he'll do that. So when they're on doing their minute of comedy, he's writing shit about
slaughtering them there and then.
And then he's like, right, what's your sex life like? Tell me something interesting about yourself. Where did you grow up? Was your mum and dad still together? All that shit. And he fucking annihilates them, mate. But there's one cunt, David Lucas, a big a big guy, a big black guy, and he's fucking immense. And he's the same. He's been doing comedy for about 10 years. Needed that break. We won't kill Tony, and now Tony Hinchcliffe and him have got the most amount of time. The two people that have roasted each other the most footage on YouTube. They've got literally hours and hours and hours and hours of footage, and it's all different. Every week it's fucking different things that they say to each other, and it's all hilarious. And even the big David Lucas will slag these professional comedians that have been doing it 10, 20, 30 years, and they can't even, they're like, fuck me, my hands are up, because he's dynamite. Mate, my belly is fucking sore with laughing at times, honestly. And there's a guy that comes on at the end, honestly, cunt should watch it, but William Montgomery, this cunt is wacky as fuck. That's the cunt that says he kills people and all that.
Right.
Big ginger beard, fucking mad hair, crazy looking cunt, and he's hilarious. He just does stupid shit. It comes up. He's been on Kill Tony for 5 years, and he's wrote a new minute every week for 5 years.
Really, aye?
A new minute. Some of it's shite, some of it's good, but he does a new fucking minute every week, right? And it's just mental, but it's brilliant. That's my favourite thing to watch, you know, mate.
Aye, I'll need to check that out more, because I love a good slagging, and see American comedy, it is so different from Scottish comedy, especially a slagging sense. It's just totally different. But is there nothing like that in Scotland now? Like, even in a live sense, if it's no televised.
There's roast battles. I've done a few roast battles.
I know in the format of the Kill Tony though.
Know in the format of that, but see, the thing is, it's like, my pal Sean's like, Mikey, this is your thing, you need to do this.
Aye.
I was like, but it's just, I don't want to pure copy it. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You want to come up with something, people are just got to like, I just fucking rip my Kill Tony. I don't want to be that guy, but it would be amazing. But
Americans rip off us all the time.
I know, mate.
Maybe they rip off the UK. Look at it, In Between Us USA, The Office USA.
I know.
They're no shy.
I know.
And it's plus as well, it's like, I understand that it's kind of, it's copying the concept, but when it's Scottish, it's no. It's different if it was like, I don't know, a similar type of humour to like American humour, because you know Scottish humour is so different. The pattern's going to be totally different.
Aye. The only two things that are close to that in Glasgow or in the UK are gong shows. You ever heard of a gong show?
No.
Right, so it's like 10, 15 comedians.
Right.
And they'll get 2 minutes, right? But there'll be the audience or the judges, but there'll be 3 people with cards, or else they'll have a big fucking gong.
Right.
Dong, right? They'll get 2 minutes, and if people want them to keep going, then they'll no get gonged, and they can finish the 5, and then they go through. If they go up, mate, I've seen people getting up and saying, hello, Matt, dong. It's ruthless.
Right, I see.
It's ruthless. So there's that, and there's roast battles.
Uh-huh.
I like the roast battles. I've not done one in a wee while, but it's a lot of hard work to do it, because I think I've said this to you before. You obviously, you need to be creative, and you need to go up. It's not just standing next to them and saying, oh, you've got fucking stupid hair. You need to, like, they give you a bio. So they'll write, this is, I wrote a bio for my cunts, and I tell them all the worst shit about me.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
You're kind of wanting it to be as funny as it can be.
You want it to be funny, and then you hit them back with a belter, but it's like a good joke. So you're doing this, like, you write like 10 jokes. Some of them, they only do like 3 jokes each or something, but when I've done it, I've like fucking wrote like pure 10, 15, 20 jokes, and then sometimes you can't use them again, but you can kind of still use them if you see somebody in the crowd that the joke comes back to, and you can do that bang, and it looks as if it's just come off the top of your head. Do you know what I mean? But it would be class for a Kill Tony thing to something like that to be here.
Are you sick of that decrepit old dust collecting, beetle crushing, disgusting dirt dump you call a carpet? Ugh. Does your flooring look like a sumo wrestler's been doing the Gangnam style? No filling these potholes. Are you scunnered with the skirting? Does your floorboards need a jacket? Then I've got just the thing for you. HFM Flooring are the grand masters at caressing the underside of your soles with the finest, most plushest fabrics ever to grace the market. They fit carpets so soft you'll soak into it like Ewan McGregor in that scene for Trainspotting. They also do laminate flooring that will restore the style back beneath your feet. Boosh! They also provide LVT and vinyl flooring, which is waterproof, slip resistant, and suitable for use with underfloor heating. And if you're somebody that likes to kick back in the garden, but you're allergic to cutting grass, you blame the hay fever. HFM Flooring also installs premium artificial grass, which is easily installed, fade resistant, UV protected, has inbuilt drainage to flush out any water, and is pet friendly. All measures and estimates are free. That's right, free. And if you use promo code 50, you'll get 5% off. HFM Flooring is located at Unit 5, 219 Govan Road, Glasgow, G512HJ. You can contact them directly by telephone on 0141 239 9123, or you can check out their website www.hfmcarpetsandflooring.co.uk, or you can message them directly via social media on either Facebook or Instagram at HFM Carpet Flooring. HFM will fit the flooring that your feet will be adoring. One of the first things I ever done comedy-wise was a roast battle. It was your dad's a liability competition. Remember the your dad's a liability?
Yep.
And I get teamed up, and I love slaughtering cunts today. It's a hang up, cause you'll probably beat yourself.
Was it Shona Lawson?
Right?
We Shona Lawson.
That lady Shona.
It's Lady Shona.
She put me out. She put me. I went up because I put out this French.
I roasted her. We had a roast battle.
Oh, did you?
Aye, mate. I've got jokes. I don't know if I've got them on my phone, man. I could read. I don't want to read them out because it's a bit hard. But I do 20 jokes, man. And I bet her in the roast battle.
Did you?
Aye,
because me and Ravy went to like, Mum will turn up to this. We were thinking it was going to be full of BAMs like us.
Aye.
It was all comedians. What pre-written jokes
Yep.
that you're like, right.
Rob Kane, did he not win that? No.
No, Tarium Boyd.
Was it Tarium that won it?
Boyd,
Aye.
should I say? I keep saying his name wrong.
Aye.
Tarium Boyd, he won it.
Right,
but
class.
that's when I first met him.
Aye.
And me and Ravy went up, and I just wrote my joke. I didn't even write them. I just
fought them there and then,
like, just before I went up.
Yeah.
I get teamed up with this French cunt, and obviously the guy's obviously English isn't his first language, so it was easy. So I pure killed him. But
Right.
I get this pure wee bit of ego about it. So I was
aye.
like, easy, and I went up and I said, I teamed up with that lady Shona, and the first thing I said was something about shagging her dad or something. I was just trying to be pure vicious,
Aye.
and it just didn't work. Then I fumbled my last joke. See how I just got to my head too much, and then I get put out. But it was a good laugh. I remember as well. Who's that comedian? He's Scottish. He's massive in it. Well, he's doing well. He's Scottish. He's quite a young guy, and he's
Larry
gay.
Dean.
Larry Dean.
Love him.
He done
Love
a roast
him.
battle with this lassie. Lassie was
Aye,
quite big,
seen
and he
it,
said
aye.
something like, "Oh, she's so fat that I would say she's so fat she's got her own gravitational pull." But that wasn't enough to stop her dad leaving her or
Aye.
something. Something I was like, what the fuck?
Mate, Larry's amazing. I went to I met him at the Fringe last year, and I got a picture in that with him because I was pure fanboying.
Aye.
Like, I would suck his dick, mate. Right, I would, mate.
He's smashing, he's massive,
Eh,
man.
He's class, man. He's just. I went to see his show, and it's the best hour a live comedy I've seen.
Really?
He is a cartoon character. That's the kind of comedian I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was so inspiring, mate, and he's got the stories he had and everything about it, mate. It was fucking perfect, and he looks cool as fuck. It was just minted, mate. When I left that, I was like, that I felt it. I pure felt the art. It was a thing, mate.
Aye.
I was like, it felt as if I just back for a rave or something.
Oh, right.
I swear to God, mate, it was dynamite, and I'm like, he's amazing. And you know what, mate? I got the chance to open up for him in Aberdeen, but I couldn't go. Right, and I ended up. My mate got to do it, Brian Kavana, and I'm gutted because I'd got to hang about with him for a day.
Fuck. How could you know that?
I just had the win or something, mate. I couldn't go and fucking.
You never took you into any of your gigs yet, no?
No, mate. No, she's been in the Vibe Room a couple of times, and I've let her go up on stage, and I've took wee pictures there, and she's told jokes, but she never say my stuff's fucking mental. Know what I mean?
I suppose, man. It's
but,
a bit wages the vein.
10, mate.
Still a
10.
few
But she's
years
funny,
yet,
mate. She's like she is funny, mate. She's like the funny one in her class and all that, and
really?
she'll do my things. Like the other night there, she was sitting at the table and she was looking a wee bit upset, man. I was like, what's wrong? And she didn't want to tell me. I'm like, what's wrong? And she says, look, I need to do this thing for school tomorrow, and it needs to be in tomorrow, and I've not done anything. How long have you known about it for? Like 2 weeks. But when I was a wee guy, I used to hide my homework, and I didn't do it for ages and ages at a time. And because my ma, I'm not saying it's not her fault, but as I said, I had learning difficulties. But my mum didn't know, and I couldn't get things right. She's like, you fucking stupid and all that, and I didn't like it because she was shouting at me.
Aye.
Right, and I was like, so I just started hiding homework. Then I ended up eventually get caught, and I ended up knocking myself no well through it all. Right, so I knew in that moment, I was like to the way, it's all right, calm down. What is it? We'll do it here. And she's like, I need to write a talk. I need to stand up in front of the class for 2 minutes. It needs to last 2 minutes. It needs to be about what I want to do when I'm older. So I was like, fucking calm down. We'll write it together. And I just, all my experience that I've got for stand up and performing on a stage, I just told her. So I just stand up there, look at the class, project your voice out, a wee smile, a wee look, and just look back down and read, take your time. And we put a few wee jokes in it for her and all. And then I went and picked her up for school the next day, and she was buzzing. She was like, I done it. And she's like, she said, the teacher was laughing, the class was laughing and all that. They were clapping. I was like, brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So aye, man. Don't know how I get into that there. But
I know, because I asked if you never took the way into any of your shows and stuff like that, because you were saying you get the chance to support laddie.
I couldn't go, mate. But my pal got to go, and he fucking ended up driving him all the way up and driving him all the way home and all that.
Sake, man.
And got hundreds of good tips off him and all that. But
I'll meet him. I'll present himself again.
Oh, of course, mate. Definitely. We're in the same circumference. So obviously
man.
he's
Some
huge.
Scottish comedians, man. It'd be a travesty by the universe not to let that happen.
I know, mate.
But see, when you say you passed on some of your wisdom, some of your knowledge to the way, in order for her to do like a kind of like solo talk and that, is that the first time you've ever had to kind of like teach somebody, maybe not the art of comedy but the art of like talking in front of a crowd as such?
Aye, probably.
How did that feel doing that?
Brilliant, mate. It felt good, man, because I knew she was panicking about it, and I was trying to let her know that it's all right. It's all right. You'll be feeling good after it. I said, you're doing it in front of your whole class, and everybody needs to do it. I said, there's going to be some people in there that do it crap. I was like, but you be one of the ones that do it good. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm telling her all this, but I still suffer from terrible stage fright every time. I actually went to a thing. My pal Sean, he's setting an app up now, right? And it's going to be huge, and he's getting investors and all that shit, like Heavy Dragon's Den shit. And he's gone to all these different meetings, and now he's at the stage where he needs to do talks and all that. So Sean done stand up once. Amazing, one of the funniest cunts I know, but terrified for public speaking. So he said, look, I'm going to this thing on Tuesday, it's called Toastmasters, and it's this class you go to, and it's all about public speaking, all about speeches, all about that. He said, do you want to come? Now I've been doing this for like 5 years anyway. I said, but it would help me. I might learn something, and I might be able to learn about nerves before you go and all that. And I went to it, and it was good, and you just get flung right into the deep end. There was like fucking 10 people there, and there's a guy that goes up at the start. It's a workshop, and it was good, man. And he says, like, we're just going to do this, we're going to give you a question, and you need to go up and speak about it for 2 minutes. So they just fling you in. So the question I got is something like stupid, like climate change in Scotland, it's getting higher and higher, or something about fucking Factor 50 sun cream. So I was like, get a ginger daughter, boom, 2 minutes talking about that, right? Just saying I don't use Factor 50, I use Factor a million, right? Just talk away. It was good, man. And so even at this stage, there's always things you can learn. Every time you go up, you're learning something. But I thought, I'll go to this with my pal Sean, and I'll hopefully learn something, and I'm going to go back, because at the end of the day, it's like, even though they're all there to learn speeches, I told them, like, I'm a stand-up comedian, and then they're like, that's fine. Like, so some of the stuff might not apply to you, but still go up and do it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I done, and I thought I enjoyed it.
Definitely, and it's having that beginner's mindset in it. It's where some people might be like, I've been doing comedy for 5-10 years, I don't need to go and do that shit.
A lot of shit.
So seeing you're talking about the Toastmasters, see that kind of thing, do you think that would probably age you as a stand-up comedian when you say, because you're just given like a question such like climate change, you kind of need to improvise in the spot?
It's impromptu, that's what it was. It's an impromptu exercise to be able to just, you're practising this, so if we're going to be doing this maybe twice a month or something, they do all different type of workshops, but that particular lesson was an impromptu 2-minute speech. They were asking questions, and some of the questions I didn't know what they were, and I'm like, fuck. I'm going to be next and I'm going to know what this is. But it was about factor 50, so I was alright. But definitely, you're definitely going to learn. I've been doing that on a stage anyway. That's what you need to do when you're speaking. What do you do for a living? I do this. You need to make something funny up about it. So it's going to help me. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to get hundreds of tips for these guys. The guy that was hosting it, he's a mad speech winner. There's competition, so he's won like fucking all sorts of mad awards and all that for doing speeches.
Imagine a speech for the fucking award ceremony.
I know, mate, I know. It's class. And the guy said one of the best speeches he's ever done, and he done it one night and it went fucking brilliant, and he took it into a competition. He said it was all about his dad's 3 wives, and he said it was good because when you're doing a speech, it's supposed to be about, this is what I'm going to talk about, and then you try and keep it to 3 things, go through the 3 things, and then at the end you say, this is what I spoke about from through all these, and the point is bang. So that's like a proper kind of speech structure.
Right, I see.
So that guy said he went up and he just spoke about the 3 wives, and 3 of them were individuals, so it flowed dead easy and it was quite funny. And he took it into a competition and he won. I didn't even know this existed. Competitions with speeches.
That's the first I've ever heard that you could win a prize for doing a speech.
I know, but it's a good thing. It's like, it's at the end of the day, it's all public speaking, and that's something I'm terrified of. That's I've always put on this mad different front, or tried to act stupid in certain situations when I'm with people, and then because at the end of the day I fucking hate small talk, and you start to get uncomfortable in that. Do you know what I mean? But public speaking's just fucking horrible, man.
Do you think it's because, do you class like doing stand up as public speaking, or would you class public speaking as a more kind of serious tone?
Well, it is public speaking. It's like you're speaking in front of the public. Do you know what I mean? But it's like different things.
Because you can hide behind the comedy. I think, see, if you're doing it comedy, if you can be funny, you can get away with it a bit there, because you've got that front. As you
need, but if you're doing a speech, then it needs to be interesting. With a wee bit of humour, fucking dabbled through it. Do you know what I mean?
100%, man. See, in the subject, obviously, what you've been doing stand-up wise, you've been doing some prison gigs. How have they been going?
Amazing.
How did you end up involved in that?
Right, so obviously there's comedians have done comedy in the jail for years, right? But we've actually turned it into a proper circuit, like a comedy circuit, a jail circuit.
Right.
So the story goes, there's 5 A's in it. So it's me, Tattoo Dave, Eddie McKenzie, Jack Trainer, Paddy Linton, and Amanda Hussey, right? So there's 6 A's. And basically at the Fringe last year, Paddy Linton, Tattoo Dave and wee Jack Trainer were driving back for their gigs, and they were talking about like just their stories. How did it go? Mine was good. Fucking 3 people walked out of mine and all that shit. And then I think somebody said, do you think it would be good to have like a captive audience so that they can't walk out, right? And then just as they were talking about that, Johnny Cash came on the radio, Folsom Prison Blues song, and I was like, what the fuck, man? So Tattoo Dave, I think he's his cousin, works in the Scottish Prison Service.
Right.
And he asked her if he could speak to, what is it, the governor or whatever?
Aye.
And he said aye. And then once we'd done a couple of them, word got about all the prisons, emails started flying about, and now it's a pure thing. We've done them all, and there's ones getting added on. Like I done Berlin, 200 cunts, and it was fucking amazing on a Friday night. I was hosting it, so I'm up doing 20 at the start, and they were all loving it, like fucking loving it. And half of them knows and all, like, Mikey boy, what was happening? You get to go and talk to them after it and all that, and shots, all of them, mate. It's like, for, you know what it's like being in it. I've never done prison time. I've had the jail plenty of times, but I've never actually done prison. And you'll know what it's like, right? For an hour, they're not in the jail, they're in a comedy club.
It's a breakaway for
because when you do go to comedy, when I go to a comedy club when I'm doing it, right, but if I go and watch for an hour, I forgot about all my problems. I'm tuned into somebody else's problems. And it does take you away, and you feel good after it, so it's brilliant. And like we done, was it Shots? Now this is a gig that I didn't want to go and do, mate, because it was in the height of all the fucking homeless shit. Now, a gig on a Monday morning, right? A Monday fucking morning in the jail, right? 10 o'clock, 60, 70 cunts in the wee chapel in Shots. I'm like, I'm not going to that. I can't be arsed. I was a bit scared because I'm like, these cunts have got to hate me.
Shots is a long term jail and all.
I
So
had
it's
to
all
get
like
up.
the lifers and all.
I had to get up early. It was fucking pissing the rain outside, and I was like, I was fucking honestly like trying to come up with excuses to tell Dave I can't go. But I got up and I pushed myself to do it. There was 2 shows that day. There was an early show and a show later on. And I went and I done it. And the first show I went on, I done the last set, and I swear to God, mate, they all fucking loved it. It got filmed and all. It got filmed and it was in every cunt's Peters.
Oh, was it? Aye.
For about fucking it might still be on one of the channels. They just play it through. One of my mates was in shots and he didn't get to see us and he was gutted. And then he ended up seeing us on the telly.
Fuck's sake.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
so it was
crazy.
brilliant, and it was fucking, honestly, mate, I was, at the end, I was just like, look, I was like, this is class. I was like, getting to connect with yous. I was like, it's fucking, and you could see it, they were all pure heavy smiling and buzzing, you could see it in their eyes, man. That's what I love about it, mate. And, mate, I don't care what any cunt says, but see, the chips and shots, they're the best chips I've ever tried in my fucking life.
Really, aye?
I swear to fucking God, I'm no kidding on. Like heavy, golden, crunchy on the outside, just the right amount of salt, fluffy on the inside. I couldn't stop eating them. I never eat before a gig, and there was a big tray of them. And whoever made them, let them out early. They're fucking banging. We Jack trainers, like, mate, I'm going to fucking get a pair of my mom's tights, man, rob a bookies just to come in here. But they've been great. They've been fucking brilliant. We done what's the Greenock one, which is a mixed jail. So it's like male and female. So we're in big stage, fucking 80 guys on that side and 80 women. I felt like a fucking 10 in there. Mate, I know I'm a straight up 4 the best of times, right? But I was like, fuck me, man. I'm like, they were all looking at us, not like, yes, man. You know what I mean? But the thing is, we've started doing, we're doing a fringe run of the sets that we've been doing in the jails.
Right,
so we're at the fringe every day in Just the Tonic, which is a class venue, one of the big venues, and so the Sixes are doing that. But we've all got our own individual styles. But I'm doing a new 20, and it's all about me getting into the jail and me handing my address in, and all them sending me letters.
I seen you, mate. I seen one of your videos for that. And you get sent a letter for Pullman saying die. Did that actually happen?
No, mate.
Oh.
Right.
I thought it was
But
real.
it's creative, right? It's like it's good because I actually, that's when I wasn't feeling creative and I wasn't doing any writing, and I had a gig at the Glasgow Comedy Festival and it was in Nice and Sleazy's, and I knew I had to produce something and I had half an hour to do it, and I had this idea and I didn't know if it was going to work, and I wrote all these letters, but it's good because it's all self-deprecating. It's me pounding myself, but as if it's them that's doing it. And it all worked and they all link up, and it's just a pure thing that nobody's done, I don't think. And I done it that first time. I'd only wrote it off an hour before it, and I done it, and it was, the reaction I got was fucking class. It's all recorded, not and all. So it's been going brilliant, and I'm pure enjoying it. And it's just a different wee spin for what other people are doing. And I know that when I actually sit down to write, I can produce good stuff, but when I'm under pressure, that's when I come out with my best shit.
Right, do you feel that?
I know that now.
Right.
I know that now, mate. Even with the Sausage King thing, I'd done all the Sausage King videos, and I knew I was going to, I was the classic grand, and I had the song, and I had wee bits and bobs apart of, but I had to come up with this thing, and about 3 days before it, I just wrote this thing, and it just worked.
Was that the Sausage King?
The Sausage
So
King.
you wrote that under pressure for a show then?
Aye.
Oh, really? 'Cause I've only seen the videos.
No, so the videos came first,
Oh, did
and
they?
then I
Right.
turned it into a live character.
Right, I see.
that's
So
what it
what does
was.
a live character doing compared to the videos?
So I came out to this, so I've got all the shit on the chains and all that. I came out to the song, the videos in the background, I'm rapping to that. And then I do that despite everything you've just seen there. How does it go again? I've actually, I can't remember, taking sausages is bad. And I'm a vegan now, right? And it's all about me being in the jail as the Sausage King. And basically I'm saying I'm going to read a couple of chapters of my autobiography, but I'd be mixing my words up and all that. And then it's just about me, who I was in the jail with Nelson Mandela and all that, and fucking just mad shit about, you'd need to see it, but
Aye.
I wrote that under pressure, and it's good because it's like people actually write this cunt's reading for his book, and it's all just patter, and I'm reading it and I'm taking a wee minute looking at a book, I've got the specs on, and it's class, man. It was brilliant. I've done that twice. I've not had the chance to do it again, but because it's hard to do that sort of shit in a comedy club, it's hard to just go up as a character like that, and all the tech stuff I need and all that. So that's why I just done it my own show. I done it my own show, because the people that would want to come and see that are the people that have saw the videos.
So if you went up and say if you had a 5 minutes somewhere fucking like the Salsa Cafe or something like that, and just jumped up and done that, cunts would probably what the fuck is going
What's
on?
going on? They'd probably think it's funny, but they wouldn't know what it was.
Get the full thing.
They wouldn't get it,
because it's people that have seen the videos, as you say, that know your stuff. And then it maybe
they already know the character.
So they get to know it, and then that way they can kind of get it a bit
for
more.
People, because there was people that came to that show in the Classic Grand, people that knew the video but they brought their sister or they brought their boyfriend, and they were like, they didn't know, but I was like, you need to show them the videos before it, right? And then, but that's how I do the video at the start, so that they're like, right, this cunt's selling sausages and beef as if they're drugs, and he thinks it's illegal, but it's no. Do you know what I mean, mate? It's just a pure stupid thing, like a crossover. Everything to do with drugs is I've just turned it into sausages and meat.
Because it's relevant, man, because fucking you get the fucking square sausage, man, the fucking Scotland's fucking favourite dish. See, if I can take back, see the prison gigs, was there any like mad moments that happened, with any like cons or any kind of shit that went down? It was
it's all been pretty straightforward, and there's a couple. In fact, Edinburgh, went to Edinburgh jail. Was that the old Sockton? We went there, and there was about 80 of them in the crowd, and it was a big giant room with 80 people just like here. So that can mean a lot, like the size of the room and the amount of people that are in it. I would say the ones in like the wee chapels, when it's full, electric, mate.
Right.
Berlin Chapel, full of 200 people, electric. But this time it was a bit weird. It was a big giant room, like the visiting room, and as soon as I've all walked in, man, in Edinburgh, Mikey boy, I'm like, Reggie. I ran about 15 years ago for about 6 years. He used to come up and hang about with his feaster house with Reggie. Hadn't seen him in years. He's like, what's happening, mate? What is fucking happening? He's like, I can't believe I'm in here and you've just walked into the comedy. That was that. Obviously, you've got fucking Red in the Blue. There was people that are kind of just doing shorter sentences and people that are doing longer. So cunts that are doing longer. 2 cunts at the front, man. Just 2 cunts for Edinburgh, right? Just the funny ones in the bunch. Just going up to them. I kind of worked out. They did. I think it was Paddy that went on first or somebody else, but they didn't want to hear material. They weren't into it.
Right.
They wanted to be roasted.
Right.
So I went up and 2 cunts at the front. I've been like that. I was doing this wee bit and I'll go into it, and then a cunt done that. You're gay. I done that. What if I fucking I said, if I was in here, you'd be my boyfriend, right? And then I just started slagging him, and then I slagged him that much. He was pure like hating it, but every cunt was all laughing because I was pounding him. And there was a vending machine. I done that. I'll get you a wee fucking a wee bar of chocolate. What do you want? What's your favourite out of that? He's like, a Kit Kat. I'm like, 2 fingers, like that. You're just a 4, know what I mean? Just pure bamming him up. And then his pal tried to pipe in, and he's talked like that, and I'm like, is that your real voice, mate? And then it erupted again, and I was saying he was a wee cunt for chewing the fat. Just pure bamming him up. I didn't even do any material for 15 minutes. I just slaughtered the 2 of them, and then there was a cunt that looked like fucking, I swear to God, there was a cunt that looked like Gail Platt for Corey. And I pointed it straight at, man, and then every cunt was all howling. I'm like, who are you, Jail Platt, right? And then I've heard that's what cunts are calling him now, Jail Platt.
Fuck off, man.
But, mate, they've all been brilliant fun. They've all been good. And it's just good, man. Like, even Amanda Hussey, she's fucking quality. She's headlining the stand and all that now. And we and her started together in this. And it's like, her as a woman getting into it is brave as fuck, and she loves it as well. She's just like one of the boys, and we all it's a class wee group, and I love getting in and doing it. And we got a lot of kind of backlash for it. People like, well, they don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. But
Aye.
what we're trying to do is, it's like we're going to try and do wee workshops and that and offer them,
Aye.
because comedy can change your life.
Definitely.
It changed my life, mate. It got me. Like, it's one of the reasons I stopped boozing and taking, because I knew I had to be sober for it and all that. And it's something that people, because cunts are funny in the jail.
Yeah.
Everybody's funny.
Aye, cunts are hilarious,
so
hilarious.
I mean, if they can get a couple of wee jokes together, give them something to drive towards when they get out, and then try and do it. I mean, everybody deserves a second chance. People that don't, right? But I mean, that was one of the other things. Like, fucking, we didn't know that one of the fucking ones we done was for protection.
See, to be honest, mate, see what you'll find, right? See, because the sex offenders, they're the best behaved at the cons, in a screws sense, so they usually get all these things. That's what I was actually thinking, man.
Well,
Did they tell you, no?
No, but this is what happened. We had 2 shows one day, and went in. I done the first one.
What was this? Berlin?
No, Berlin. I don't know if it was it Adderwell?
Adderwell's like West Lothian.
Aye. I can't remember what one it was. We've done that many, man. I forget what ones are what now. But there was one we done, and I had a fucking class gig. Loved it. They were all loving it and all that. And then they were pure howling and all that. And then after it, fucking found out they were on onsies. And I felt fucking so dirty, man.
I see, that's the thing as well. See, if you knew it was sex offenders before it, surely that'd be material in itself.
Aye.
But if some cunt try to heckle it, mate, fuck up, you're a beast.
I
Do you
know,
want
mate.
it?
Well, that's it. They tell us not to say. So I've got a few things in my stuff where they tell us not to talk about drugs. A lot of my stuff's about taking drugs because it's my experiences. And I'm trying to put across the point that that's what I used to do, but I don't know.
Aye.
And you can learn from it. They tell us not to talk about sexual abuse, about stuff like that. But again, some of the boys have got wee bits and bobs, and then, I mean, I can't remember who said it, but I don't know if it was Jack Trainer or no. Do you know wee Jack Trainer?
I don't think so.
Mate,
Name doesn't ring a bell.
He's brilliant, mate. He looks like Dexter for Dexter's Laboratory, but he's
Right.
like cool as fuck. He's got specs, he's got a fucking ginger mullet, and he's just cool as fuck, man, and he's hilarious. But he's like, I think I'm getting in here. He's like, I'm no fucking John's. I'm no fucking Nonchester. I'm not fucking Nonchester. Know what I mean? Hilarious, man. But honestly, mate, they've been good. It's good to go in, and as I say, is like my best thing in comedy when I'm doing stand up is just, obviously there's times where you just have a shiter if you're trying new stuff and it just doesn't go well at all and you feel horrible, but there's the times when you go up and you have an absolute fucking peach and you can see it in their faces.
Aye.
That's my thing. When I kind of try and visualise that happening before I go to a gig, and that's what I want. I want them to walk away from the gig and do that. He was class, man. I enjoyed that, and when that happens, I can see it. Their eyes are pure glinting, and they're pure. Sometimes they're not even laughing; they're just pure like waiting on the next thing they're going to say.
Aye.
And there was a time in Hingme, and now this is what I kind of go by. There was a time in Tennant Spa at Laughter Lounge when I was closing, so I was doing like a half an hour set at the end, and all of them were like that, but there was this one woman up the back, she kept laughing this mad laugh the whole way through it, and then at the end of it, she came up to me, she was with her man, she was pure smiling, she's like, your animation, all the mad shit you do, she's like, never stop doing that, never stop, because there's times I don't do it because I'm in a wedding shell, or I can't come out my shell, but I always knew before I do a gig, I've got that woman's voice in my head, and it pure meant a lot to me, because she's like, it was brilliant, that's what you want, so that's what I try and get myself into. Just getting myself in the zone. I always think, right, I want to see them like that, I want to see them clapping, I want to see them laughing, I want to see them cheering, and I want to see their eyes pure light up.
Aye, so manifesting it as such.
Aye.
See, that's something I was going to ask you as well, because I think, see, being creative, I think 99% of creatives, they go through these feelings of doubt, no matter how well you do or how well established you are, you do get the periods of self-doubt. What have you learned to what kind of strategies have you learned to kind of deal with that kind of thing, or to kind of navigate it, as you say, something like that? What else have you do you kind of take on board?
What you're talking about is they call it the voice, right? And it's a voice that came from either your past in school, or like your mum and dad, or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what self-doubt is. So it's like you want to do something, and you think you like stand up, like I'm going to go and do this, it's going to be good, but there's a voice saying, no, you're shite, you can't do that.
Aye.
People are going to hate you, they're not going to like you, and it's like an intrusive thought sort of thing.
Aye.
So you need to identify it. When I get it all the time, there's times I don't get it, but there's times where it just pops in your head, and that's what it is. It's a voice that's built up through your life into this fucking big ball of negativity that will try and say, it's like kind of flight or fight mode, I guess, a wee bit and all. But what I've done is I've tried to identify it, because I've read a lot of books and I've listened to a lot of audio books not on this kind of shit about stage fright, about the voice, and it's just identify it and just fucking trying to let it flow by, because it's no you, it's a different entity, man. It's like you need to just focus on the positives. And I says I go before a gig, I'll write, and I'll write, this is, sometimes I even write like in past tense, like I've already done the gig. I'll write, that gig was class, everybody
Right.
that's what I do. So I'll write like as if I've already went and done it and it was already a belter.
Right,
If
I see.
So if I've got, let's say I've got, what day is it today, Monday?
Monday.
If I've got a gig the night, I would write the day, I'd be like, last night was so good, it was fucking brilliant, had the best set I've ever had, everything just worked, the crowd were brilliant, I met new pals, their eyes were lighting up.
Right, so you detail it.
I've already put myself in that zone. I'm already, as if it's already happened, and then you try and then just before I go on, I'll try and visualise like that wee woman saying that was brilliant, and I'll try and visualise everybody having a good time and try and put myself in that zone, because the buzz I get after it is incredible. It's like nothing else. So I try and already get into that feeling, so that I'm not, it's not as if I'm chasing it, I'm fucking buzzing the new.
Aye.
Let's fucking do this.
Aye,
Let's
aye.
go trips. And then you do it. So that's a good tip, I would say. But aye, mate, it's just a mad fucking voice. It's a negative thing, and it's just like try to stop you. It's a comfort thing. It's trying to stop you from doing it. It's maybe a thing that it might be a defence mechanism. You doesn't want to put your body in that situation or something.
Aye, I think it's see, because we've developed that over the years. Back when it was like cavemen and we're living out in the wild, we needed that kind of voice to kind of save us from predators. And I think it's just installed in our DNA. But now it's not really it's not got as such an important role these days as it did back then, because it kept you alive. So I think what it does, it's that comforting. It tries to keep you away from a stressful situation or something where that kind of, because you've got almost like a feeling of danger. It's like, see, going on stage and it's no dangerous, but that feeling of danger, like I could go up here and flop. So it's kind of almost when it senses danger, it tries to put you off.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly,
You're
the fear
scared
of the unknown.
I always say, doing stand-up comedy for me is like doing psychedelics. It's like doing acid, or it's like doing mushies or sort of DMT, because I've just pure swapped that out of like the comedy now, because before you do it, you're nervous. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to have a good trip or a bad trip. But at the end of the day, when you go and do it, you're going to be buzzing.
Aye.
And then, or else you could have a bad one, and it could be. So it's like, it's very similar. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, that's exactly it. It's that step into the unknown. But that's plus as well, I think, is the allure of it. Because once you do, the first time you do it, it's that kind of fear, because you've never experienced the good part of it, you never experienced the other side of it. And sometimes, I don't know about you, sometimes I'm just glad to see if I've got a gig and I'm like, fucking pure getting in the nerves and that kind of thing. I'm just glad when it's done that,
It's done.
yes, I went and done
It's
it.
over, and you get that buzz of going and doing it. You get that fucking, it's just a pure, for me, it's just like a pure natural echo.
Aye, that's exactly
And it's
it.
like, and then you know people have had a good time. You're proud of yourself, because you know it's a scary thing. You know you're like, I want to run away here. I want to run away, and that's the fight or flight mode. But when you go and do it, each time you do it, it gets easier for me. When I started doing comedy, obviously the gigs were heavy sporadic. It was like maybe one a month or something, and then all month I'd be shiting it, because I knew I had a gig coming up. Now I'm doing it more frequently, and I don't get nervous until I'm at the venue, until about half an hour before I go on. That's when I start thinking, oh, fuck. But I'm still trying to just train my brain into just being that positive way, and try and getting myself into that zone before I'm even there, as I said with the writing thing, like, as if it's already happened.
Aye.
You know what I
See,
mean?
where did you learn that tip?
just watching shit on YouTube and listening to books and that.
Right.
I listened to another thing, mate. It was actually fucking class. I can't. I'll be able to tell you the name of it when I look on my phone. But it was about nerves on stage, and this guy. It's like a meditation thing. So I was doing it at night, and it's a visual thing. So this guy's saying that you're on a beach, you're nervous. You can see this wee pathway. You're walking into the water. You're walking into the water, and there's this big ring, right? So you visualise this big ring. It says, now when you walk through this ring, you're going to feel different. You're not going to be nervous. You're going to feel brilliant. And then you're in the zone, man. You walk through this ring thing, and then you start to like relax and all that. And that's a meditation thing. So sometimes I've been doing it before I go on stage. Before my name gets shouted, I shut my eyes and I walk through the ring.
Really?
Aye, mate.
Aye. It's just kind of. I do that as well.
It's on the mind. It's on the mind.
I sometimes see if I'm feeling nervous about before I go on stage, or maybe if I'm filming something and I'm kind of like, right, relaxing nerves a bit, I'll just breathe in through my nose, just try and control my breathing.
Aye. Another good thing as well is that works is smiling. Right? Might look stupid, but when you're panicking, you're nervous. You're not smiling, are you? You're fucking. But see if you actually smile, your body chemistry changes, and you can't be nervous if you're smiling. So if you'd actually practice doing that, like, I'm alright.
Aye.
That's another thing.
Aye.
There's loads of different ways of doing it.
It's just finding the ones that work for yourself.
Me and you are talking away the now, right? We're no nervous, we're just having a chat. I know when you're on stage there's loads of people looking at you, but it's no different. It is different, but it's just trying to get into that zone of being yourself, and that's it.
That's exactly it. I think we spoke about this in the last podcast before. It's about re-identifying that energy. There's that nervous energy, or it's excitement. You look at it as excitement.
That's
like,
it.
This is energy, and it's because if the times before I've went and I've been at a gig and I'm like, see that way I've no had that nervous energy, and sometimes I went up and I've no gied it 100%. But when you got that energy, you've got that build up. It's like got to the gym full energy. You're going to expunge that energy. Definitely. Whereas if you go into a stage, it's going to be passed through your performance, and energy's infectious, man. That's what the crowd picks up on.
Your body can get confused, man, with nerves and excitement. It's like when before you're about to go on a big roller coaster, you're standing in a queue, you're busting for a piss and all that, you're nervous but you're excited and all, because you're going to go on a roller coaster. It's the same thing.
That's the way I try and look at it. When I've got that energy, I'm like, wait a minute, you've got all this energy, fucking use it, you know what I mean, put it into your performance. And it does, it becomes apparent to the audience, and as I say, it infects them, man, and whatever you're putting into it is comedy wise. I've never had to use it in a comedy sense, maybe a couple of times, but more in like in a musical sense, where it does give a lot of energy to the tunes as such. So what are you doing right now as such? So what is the plans? Because you've got the Fringe Festival coming up. When is the Fringe Festival?
August, the full August.
Full August. So
when's
the dates?
My own show, it's like an hour, and it's called By the Way I'm Sober Now, Okay. And it's I done the show last year, but it was only 30 minutes. This year it's got an extra 30 minutes on the end.
Nice.
More developed, a full year's worth of experience on top of it. And that's in Boteco do Brazil every Saturday, 8:30. It's a class fucking venue, brilliant for comedy. They do cracking scran, so if anybody wants to come, bring your missus, bring your fucking boyfriend, bring your family. It's only a tenner a ticket, and if you don't laugh or you don't think it's funny, I'll give your money back, because it is funny. Do you know what I mean? It's good. It's all the stuff of all the good stuff all lumped together. And as I said, I done my show last night of that, just for the first time running it all through, and it couldn't have went any better. We even just 15 people there, so come to that. Also, we're doing the Fringe every day. I probably won't make it every day, but I'll be there through as much as I can with the Wholesome Prison Blues. So we're doing these jail gigs in a venue in Just a Tonic. It's called a big belter venue. So that's that. Come see us at the Fringe. I'd like them to be full. Just concentrating and doing as many other gigs as I can. We're going back down to Hot Water Comedy, the one in Liverpool.
Oh, nice. Back
down there again. They've given us their own show.
Really?
Aye, mate. So the guy, Big Binty, that runs it.
Aye, so what's the show though?
The Wholesome Prison Blues.
Oh, so is it the Wholesome Prison Blues?
Tour,
there, right? So can I see the content in that performance? Is it, as you say, is it different to like a normal live show? In the sense where you can't talk about drugs, you can't talk about sexual stuff.
Aye,
like
talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Right. So, so is it just the lineup as such? It's the same.
The lineup's the same, but we'll be doing the same material, but stuff that we probably need to. Some of the jails are alright. Some of the jails are like that, say what you want, and their guards love it. Right, like one of the ones we went to was the Greenock one, and all the guards were just like, every one of them were just fucking proper, pure dual faced and proper. And when I went up, I said to myself, if I can make one of these cunts laugh, I've won. And I did, man. I went up and fucking, as I said, that was the one with the male and female.
Aye.
There was this prison officer, a woman, sitting at the side, and there was about fucking 30 of them, because there was so many, maybe even more than 30 prison officers. There was loads, right, because there was so many inmates sitting. And I was doing my bit and all that, and I kept looking round, and she was pure like biting her lip. And then I done a bit, and she busted out laughing. I was like, class, man. And then, but there's other ones where they pure love it. They're all laughing.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And it's a good, it brings all them all together. Do you know what I mean? It gives them a wee experience to share together.
Aye.
But anyway, we're doing to Hot Water to do it again, because they've built a brand new big comedy complex, a hotel in it, big theatre rooms, a comedy club, the lot, and we're one of the first group to get an actual arranged show.
Fuck, that's dynamite, man.
So it's brilliant, man.
So that just off the back of them with that comedy club, they've built this big complex?
Yes.
Fuck's
Aye,
sake.
mate, they're doing it right down there. They're doing it right, and they give a lot of good opportunities to people. Like there's a couple of boys from Liverpool I know who are doing brilliant now. The What's Happening podcast.
Aye.
Right, so I had.
Sometimes I watch clips for that on TikTok.
Aye, brilliant, man. I know we Davies and what's the other boys? I can't remember his name now. I'm terrible with names, but I had him up at the Vibe Room and that, and the two of them are hosting their own shows, not down there now. And they're just class. When I went down to do Hot Water the last time, I made a pure day it. I just got up myself, got the train down. Went and done, they're pure nice, pure belted a backstage bit. It was Dan Nightingale that runs Have a Word podcast. It's like the biggest podcast in the UK. They've got the most amount of Patreon subscribers.
Right,
like,
never heard it.
Mate, they're
I've probably seen a clip for it.
killing it. Adam Rowe. No, right, the two of them are huge, you know, mate. They're selling
Mate, I've
out
probably seen it and just don't know them.
all the camp. He was backstage with his mate, and he was just brand new as fuck, man. He's like, you from Glasgow? I said, aye. He's like, that was a great set. I said, this is the first one in England. He's like, well, that was good to come down here and do that. But I've been raving down England and Birkenhead, Liverpool for fucking about 20 years, right? Well, 17 years or something. I know hundreds of them, so a lot of them came to see me, and I knew to change words. Like I wouldn't say Eke, I'd say a Gary. A Gary tablet.
Oh, is that what they call it?
They call gear mills and beak, a bit of beak, lad.
Bit
of bugle. So I knew all the words to change a bit. But aye, mate, like, doing all that, then obviously the podcast, starting that up next month. It's called Mikey Motion Bloody Roasting Podcast.
I like how it rhymes.
I went with a tag. Like, I may as well
you may as
lean into it, right?
Aye, of course, embrace it.
So again, going to be doing that hopefully twice a month and move into doing it weekly. And I just gigging, just being a good dad, being a good pal, and just living my life and just fucking lapping it up. I'm happy to be here.
Mate, living life in a high rise, man.
That's it, bro, mate. High times.
That's it, high times in a high rise.
Back up, mate. It's a lot of characters. They're all still there. Move back in, they're all there.
Plenty of inspiration, plenty of material, man.
See, the best thing about it is, I know, mate, moving into that tower, right? My pal, Gov, who I've hung about with for about 15 years, for Toll Cross, the governor, he's a DJ.
Right.
Now, me and him, we were a tag team partnership, mate, like full everything every weekend, all the time. And even at that, he's still my best pal, I still see him all the time. Mate, I was like to him, I moved into Ailsa Tower in Whitlaburn, and he's like, mate, I'm moving into the tower right next to you.
Yeah.
So he's fucking moving. I mean, he's stayed in Cranhill for about 6 years, but now he's fucking right next to me.
Back in the home
So we've got all, me and him have shared our vinyl collection for about 10 years. We've got everything, see, like just all the classics, all the rare tunes, like, mate, we've got thousands of records, so we'll be on the decks all the time again, because he's just right next to me, so all the records are back. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant, mate.
Are you still DJing?
Aye, I'm playing at Hingme. In fact, when's this going out? Couple of weeks or something.
Couple of week.
I'm playing at Zone Zero on Friday.
Aye,
McKenna.
Aye, past them.
Play it with playing at Zone Zero on Friday. You know McGrath and that, didn't you? McGrath, Johnny Donald, Marky D and that.
I think so.
Aye.
It's
Govan, the Govan boys.
Oh, really? Aye.
Johnny D and Marky D, no?
I don't really. Okay, I
They're a
probably
bit
do know
older.
them, but I don't know
What
that.
age are you again?
30.
Aye,
31, fuck.
Aye, they're a wee bit older. but-
I don't really listen to dance music.
Aye.
What
So
I mean?
anyway, Zone Zero was a legendary McKenna night that
Right,
came
right.
after. What was the one? The big. How can I forget that name? The one that was in Vicky's and all that. Dimensional.
Oh, right.
So that Zone Zero was the one after that. So
Right,
Zone
right.
Zero and Wired
Uh-huh.
together. So it's a McKenna night. It's a beach party, and we're putting all the money to Scottish autism.
Right,
So
brilliant,
it's
man.
a good cause. Not
Good stuff.
Aye, so but still DJ when I get booked for it. And again, because I'm got mind space now, I'm going to be doing a lot more sets and try to make tunes again and fucking just try and get more bookings and that. So
Get
looking
the ball
forward to it.
rolling again in both respects, and that gives me more time to create as well. And as you say, it was a hellish 6 months, man, but it's 6 months worth of material.
Definitely,
Because
mate.
you're settled now, see, when you're in the
Aye.
midst of it, you're not going to be like, yes, this is brilliant, I can
Aye.
write about this, you're like, this is shite.
I know.
But now you're at it, you know,
Aye.
right, it's an experience you've lived
So
it.
all the points, there's hundreds of different points, like having to sleep in different people's couches, just everything that happened, the night it happened and all
And
that.
aye,
So
you're not
just
telling that
it's-
story. I know it was quite
Aye,
a traumatic story,
aye.
but you're telling me there's fucking a waterfall in your doorway. That sounded a bit.
Do you know what I mean?
can
mate?
imagine it.
Aye,
you can
honest
see,
to God, I couldn't see
spiraling.
through it. It was like, what the fuck, man? Shut the door back here,
That's
mental.
trippy as fuck.
I know, mate.
Fucking
Brilliant,
hell.
that.
But it's good that you're out the arse end of it. It's good that
Aye.
I managed to get you on this, and now you're at the arse end of it. It's done now. Know what I
Aye.
mean? You've got set up, and you've probably landed on your feet.
I have,
by the
mate,
sound of
100%, man. I fucking have, because I was doing that gaff and I love staying doing that Canby one that get flooded. I felt comfortable. I used to just fucking kick about, just not even lock the door at night. I used to fucking, it was pure comfortable. Probably the most comfortable house I've been in. But this new one is just right where I want to be. And but what I said was the people that were depressed, right? They stayed in there for years, a guy and his wife, they didn't come out the house, all they done was sit and smoke, and it was the neighbours. I moved into a cracking landing and all. The next door neighbour is a wee woman and guy who were best pals with my mum and dad.
Really,
And then
eh?
another guy that my dad knows, and then through the landing, it's 3 boys I grew up with.
Fuck's
And they've all
sake.
got wains, and it's a pure clean landing, it's class.
Nice.
But what I done was, like I said, into the spiritual shit and that, I said, I've just come out a heavy negative situation. I'm not moving into a house where 2 cunts have stayed in here, depressed at their box for 20 odd year. So I went and got some salvia, sage stuff, the incense.
Glad you said sage stuff after
Aye,
that. I
aye.
fucking got some salve. What the fuck were you planning?
No, I fucking had my experiences on that, and I won't be back. No, but I read a lot of shit and all that, and the guy that I bought them off of fucking used to hang about with an exorcist and all that shit.
What the
mate.
fuck?
Mental, right?
Was the cunt for Scotland?
Aye.
Muffed?
He's like that. This is what you do. Obviously, it's a meditation thing, but you like this stuff, and you go to all the corners. I'm sounding like a fucking witch here now, but you go to all the corners of the room, and this stuff is like sacred stuff, mate. That's been used in ceremonies, like Aztec fucking Indian rituals to get rid of bad spirits and bad energies. So
Right.
I done that about 3 or 4 times, like in every fucking room. And now I don't know, like that's before I moved in, and I don't know, the place just feels pure calm and just I'm pure comfortable there.
Nice.
Mental, bro.
I might give that a try in here. I think
Oh,
it used to be a
definitely.
fucking brothel in here, man. So definitely a lot of bad energy, you know what I mean? Left there, man. But I do believe in all that kind of stuff. Somebody offered me Reiki. You ever heard of that?
Ricky, aye.
Somebody
aye.
offered me it, and I went and messaged them back, and then see that way on Instagram when somebody's in your requests and you write a message and you click off it, the message disappears. So I've lost them. They were offering me Reiki, and I was like, because I had to go and check, because see, I'm abstinent now. And I had to go and
right.
check it wasn't fucking with that, but it's no.
Aye,
But
Reiki and
lost
all
it,
that,
man.
I've never had it done, but I know people who do it, and I know people that have had it done, and it is just energy, mate. It's just all energy. Like, if people don't believe in that, then what the fuck are we doing here?
Exactly,
Do you know what I mean? It's
we're all
like
energy.
we're all, everything's fucking energy.
If
and
you experience nerves, anger, fucking any of that, it's energy.
you walk into a room, doesn't feel right, bad energy.
That's it.
It's just all energy, mate, and it's definitely a thing that you can channel a bit.
And plus as well, see, do you find what you can you become more in tune with that kind of stuff, becoming abstinent after
Aye.
drinking drugs, like, because
Mate.
when you're mad with it, man, you're fucking, your
You're
body's gone
poisoning.
haywire.
You're literally poisoning yourself when you're mad with it. It's poison. That's what it is. And of course, mate, it just completely cuts you off for the universe. You're no in tune to it, and you're just a wee fucking minging ball, a fucking
Mad witness.
Aye, mad witness. Aye, and 100%, mate. Once you go sober and your head starts to go through all this shit, you start to align back up and you have a mad spiritual experience and it just fucking changes your life. And then for me now, like there's a big block there and I just won't drink again. I done a wedding, I done comedy at a wedding 2 weeks ago.
How'd that go?
Brilliant, mate, it was good. And it was, nobody likes a corporate gig or a wedding because every cunt's mad with it and they cunt wants to listen, but I had them under control. It was a wedding of people I knew, but there was loads of people there that I didn't know, but that was good. But that was the fucking first time I've ever actually felt in the past 2.5 years like boozing, because I was there and I knew all sorts of cunts, and at one point there was 15 cunts running about me trying to talk to me at the same time, repeating stories, mad with it.
Aye.
And I had to go to the toilet and locked myself in a cubicle for a half an hour, and I was literally not having a panic attack, but I was thinking about boozing. I was like, I can't, and I was way in the middle of nowhere. I was staying there for the night, and I was like, I need to either leave, go to my room, or I need to booze just to feel comfortable in these cunts. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Just to make other people happy, and then just so that I feel comfortable in about them. And it's the same as getting into I'm in pubs and clubs all the time, obviously, because I do comedy. It's just practicing it, but I just don't feel like boozing at all. As I said, it's just like a mad fucking block king that just won't let me do it.
Aye, that's the usual moments that you will feel the biggest test. It's no, well, because I want to get a drink tonight and it's don't get me wrong, the sun comes out, you're kind of get that Scottish alky fucking when it comes to the surface. But when you're in environments like that and there's cunts all mad with you, you're like, fucking, what if I just get a pint or something and I'm on their level? But it's not about, so I can have a good night, it's so I can deal with mad with cunts. And then you think to that, you're like, that's fucking nuts, you know what I mean? It's madness.
What I do is I've got a bit of, you need to give people a bit of time as well, because I was a million times worse than any of them.
Aye.
When I was mad with it. I was just pure
same.
All systems go, jump my boot, slide tackling birds and that, fucking just like fucking scanting cunts and all that, just doing stupid shit, man, all the time. And then I think sometimes people still expect me to be that guy. When they see us, like, what's happened to that Mikey and all that.
And then it's as if you've got this expectation to play to this character or something like that. I get happy cunts that meet me that see my shit online, expect me to be this cunt that screams at people. I'm like, mate, it's a video.
Cunts think I'm boring now. Cunts like that days fucking a few weeks ago, like, Mikey, what happened to you? You went right down hill and all that. Like, what? He's like, mind the time you drank a litre of vodka and hooked my dad. You know, I'm like that. He's like, remember the time you sniffed a line of ketamine off my dick? No, fucking, like, just have a drink. I'm like, no.
That's the thing, that's what you find this as well. A lot of the time, I know, people don't want you to have a drink so you feel comfortable, it's so they feel comfortable. Exactly.
Because I'm probably making them feel awkward as fuck.
Aye, because you're sober. It's reminding them, I need a drink to have a good night. Oh, he's the man that's in the ring. It's all mental.
It's a mental thing, mate.
It's a Scottish thing as well, because it's a large part of your culture is getting on it.
For a young age, mate. For a young age, innit? It's just boom, that's it, you're on it. Especially
Scottish weddings. Like, a Scottish wedding's a mad thing. You're literally encouraged to get blackout drunk, wear a skirt and carry a blade. I mean, do you know what I mean, mate?
It's set up for a disaster, recipe for the police, innit?
You know what I mean?
But the only thing I really miss about boozing is going on the decks, mad with it. Like, I would see when lockdown was happening, I was doing live streams every day, pissed out my nut all day.
Really?
The last 4 hours, I was doing a 4 hour set, another 4 hour set, all the way right through the night. Every cunt's like, Steve-O, my brother's like, I'm getting up for work at 5 in the morning, you're still on fucking live.
Fuck.
Do you know what I mean? I just miss having a bottle of wine, having the headphones plugged in, and just fucking having cans there or whatever, and just standing on the decks for hours and hours, not even going to do a pish, just pure in the zone, mixing, pure enjoying it. That's the only thing I really miss about boozing.
Right, so how is it now when you're DJing though?
It's good, it's class, because the last kind of big gig I done was at New Year in the Doncaster Warehouse. Amazing. Like, I was on a lineup with all my heroes, like if I was a wee guy like DJ Seduction and all that, Sharky, fucking the lineup was a DJ Kurt, the lineup was a cracker, and all the whole time I ever DJ'd and played at all these big events, I was always mad with it, and I think I ruined that for myself. I didn't go as a professional. I was got to lineups mad with playing, then you've got Scott Brown turning up, who's sober, doing his set and got another gig. I was mad with it. I was like a raver as well as DJing. But no, when I went to do that set, it was a full. The sound system was amazing. Had fucking hundreds of new tunes to play. The place was packing, and I was fucking bouncing like pure, having the time of my life. Like pure, like yes, here we fucking going. It was class, so I do enjoy it. But I mean, more to the point, like just sitting in the gaff myself and just tuning out and just getting a wee booze and getting mad with it and trying shit that you probably wouldn't try when you were mad with it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But aye, mate, that's the only thing I miss about it.
Aye, I suppose, but as well as you say, it's not sustainable, that lifestyle. See, doing it that way, especially if you're doing it in a professional capacity. It's alright if you're in the house fucking playing the decks your own live, but
Aye.
as you say, you've got to gigs and that, and then because times before you've said like you've been playing at like 1 in the morning and that, and you've been pure slosh by the time you've got to do your set.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So
That's it, mate. There's times I was like booked to play at Westfest, which is a big festival that happens every year in Shepton Mallet. There's fucking 10-20,000 people, huge big thing. It takes 13 hours to get there.
What the fuck?
13 hours. It's the bottom of the universe, mate. It's like fucking right at the bottom of England.
Fuck.
So we would the bus down there 13 hours, bottles of wine, eckies, hundreds of gear. You get to the rave, it's 9 o'clock. Wrecked all the way through the rave, and I'm on at 5 in the morning, 5 to 6.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean, mate? And then when you leave the rave, it's another 13 hours of partying on the way back up.
Fuck's sake, man.
I miss all that, right? I do miss that, but it's just different now. But see, the thing is, I thought for a while I was pure ashamed of myself, and I was upset with myself because I'm like, all these big things I've played at. Like every year I played at HDID in the Sun for 7 years in a row, right? I played and that was like one of the biggest hardcore events at that time. And then I played at Ibiza Goes Hard for 5 years in a row after that. Played at the Weekenders, played all different super clubs all about the UK. And I thought, now that I've sobered up, I look back and think, I was a mad wet mess. And I ruined it. I could have fucking done better.
Aye.
But now I'm thinking, I'm only fucking 36, you know. I've got all that experience. Things are changing.
Aye.
I can do this again. I've got all that. I'm still Mikey Motion. I can still. People still want to see me play. There's new music coming out. I can fucking do it again. I've already got those people cunts starting out the new. They've only been doing it for 5-6 years, and they're fucking blowing up. I've got all this experience to take into to actually doing it professionally.
Aye.
So I'm excited with what can happen.
Aye, definitely. That's the thing I look at it as well, man, because you can look back and go, oh, fucking, I done all this, but I never got anywhere with it because of A, B and C. But you've got that experience.
It's a big
You've
lesson,
got that wealth
mate.
of knowledge. You know what I
Aye,
mean? Not
it's
a lot of people have got that.
It's a big lesson, mate.
Aye, definitely, mate. So going forward for now, what's the plans going ahead? What have you got coming up, and what do you want to do?
Right, so the Fringe, that, the podcast, and mate, that's it. Honestly, there's no. I just want to just do my gigs, and at the end of it, I want people to walk away and say I enjoyed him, and they tell their pals, and then they come and see us. That's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've got. Don't know. I want to plug, but there's nothing really. Just come and see my Fringe show, everybody. Pateco do Brazil every Saturday, 8:30, and we'll look out for the podcast and follows on TikTok, follows on Instagram, Mikey Motion, Facebook, Mikey Motion, Mikey Collins Facebook page. Aye, just type Mikey Motion in and see what you get. Know what I mean?
Where will people get tickets for your Fringe show?
On my Linktree,
Right.
on my Instagram. So if you go into my Instagram, you go into the Linktree, all the tickets are all there. Everything that's coming up's in there.
Aye. Nice
So,
one, man.
aye.
Nice one. Check you out on social media, man. But it's my absolute pleasure having you again, mate. It was a great
I
chat.
love it.
I really enjoyed it.
Love the last one. Love this one. I'll get you on my podcast.
Mate,
I
I'm
know.
buzzing for it.
And I'll be buzzing. As I said, I'll be walking through Govan like that. I buzz after Lee. So cheers for having us on, mate, and sharing your audience ways. Give us a follow, guys.
Aye.
Come to my shows. I'm funny, right? Just come. Some of you might not get it. Some of it's a bit too truthful. Some of you might be sick, but just come.
You'll be a lot of things. You'll be a lot of emotions, but you'll be full of that energy.
That's it.
But look out for it. The Bloody Roasting podcast with Mikey Motion, Hawaii 5-0. But catch you soon, people. Like,
Cheers,
subscribe.
guys. Thank you.
Like, subscribe, and don't get wide.
Here
Catch
we
you.
go.